Now I have pressed that button.
Welcome back to the very upbeat ska dawn of the war of Exalted 3rd Edition Dragonblood's Crimes of Nature. Last time, the preparations were nearly completed for the incoming army attacking the Jade Orchid Prefecture from the Empire of the Bronze Axe. Massed forces of the levies are coming in towards the forces of the Jade Orchid that have been arrayed from the villages and the cities. The spirit of the dampness holiday season was invoked by Old Man and pledged to assist upon hearing the elemental forces being corrupted.
Do you not remember its name?
Yes, I remember the name.
Sand and Clouds, the Sundiculous Spirit of Dampness.
Yes, I remember Sand and Clouds.
Sand, and he got clouds?
Oh god, no, you can't.
We can't bring that into the recording. Come on, no.
It's right there. Teeth is right there.
Teeth.
You can see it.
Teeth.
Fuck, you're right.
It's teeth o'clock.
Y'all missed some interesting pregame if you're
2
watching.
minutes in and we're already off track.
Today is going to be a day. Anyway, so war preparations have been made, and everything is arrayed for the start of the battle. There is the final night passing before the dawn of the day of the festival. The exact time of the attack is not known. Oh, I should also probably mention that there was a bunch of dead, blood-drained elk found, and then a village that was found that had all of its essence ripped out, and that's fine. That's normal. That's nothing really.
Can I retcon something in the preparation time?
Oh, yeah, well, sure.
I'm gonna make an assassin suit out of the Jimba's costume. I'm gonna be the avenging spirit of dampness during this fight.
Define assassin suit, please.
Like an Assassin's Creed suit.
Covers the face.
That it already does.
Yeah, but like it's not more easy to move around, and also it's covered in blood now.
Where do you? Okay, well, I will allow this if you give me your. Where do you get that much blood?
I probably just have blood hanging around.
Not that. You're gonna have to give me a justification for enough blood to cover a 9-foot-tall costume.
Red paint, then fine.
I mean, also. Go ahead.
I will just point out here that Dampus for Krampus is extremely easy. It's right there.
Dampus, yeah, I'm making a Dampus costume.
Sure.
A Drampus costume.
Yeah, sure, Drampus.
You see, it's very important to contrast the, pleasant, friendly water that's floating around in the sky for all to see, and the sinister, lurking, rising damp beneath the earth, waiting to reclaim you.
Actually, yeah, water hates blood. So what would be like blood to water?
Water.
Blood.
Grease.
Yeah,
Want to grease up? It's time to get oiled.
I'm making it look spooky for intimidation factor. I'm going to be the ghost of Drampus Vengeance.
All right, yeah, Drampus. Drampus is canon now. Sorry, that whole segue just kind of rebooted my brain for a moment. So there is the late night into the morning to prepare. You're not sure exactly what time of day they're going to be reaching the battlefield. This is not something I need to really do a war roll for those who have it, or those who are religious. If you want to be giving praise to Mars while she's in the sky, that would be about now.
Let's just give some praise to Mars.
So, any particular... Actually, Repose, give me a prayer roll. Stunted or not.
Alright, so Repose is going to head back to the local monastery and see what rite they have prepared.
Theirs is just the bog standard, immaculate, literally out of a textbook, here is how you give notice to Mars kind of shit. It is...
What animal
desperately...
are they offering up? What animal is on the altar for the offering?
Goat.
Alright. Repose will probably show up at around the time that they are getting started because he knows the appropriate hour for these things to happen. He will slide into place. And, everyone like takes turns saying the words that they are contributing to this. And when Repose accepts an opening in this process, he is just going to look up at, the appropriate vague angle. I will make no attempt to give them fair contest. They are going to learn. And then just reach over and fucking rip this goat in half, lengthwise.
2 dice stopped on your prayer roll, alright.
Just down the middle. Unweave this
Grabbed
goat.
on each horn and pulled open down the spine.
Just unzip the goat.
I'm old man's just mainly hanging out with Sand and Clouds for a good chunk of this, and without making sure that the others aren't around, he is in fact singing, "I'm Mr. Wet Dampness. I'm Mr. Rain. I'm Mr. Sun Shower. I'm Mr.
Willpower will
Storm
go
Drain.
into that for
Friends
basic.
call me Wet Miser. Whatever I touch turns moist in my touch. I'm
Can
too
I-
much. And my clutch.
Can I be in the splash zone with the
Unless we
dampness
can
costume on?
substitute another, unless someone else wants to dive in here and help with the process.
Someone else can do a backup roll, and I also have to know, did you practice that in advance, or did that come to your head?
I've
Or that
prepared
came to
other
my
things
head
in
like
advance.
just on a moment.
No, I was asking about,
the dampness.
Damp Miser.
Wet Miser,
Miser.
I came up with about 2 minutes ago.
Alright. I had to know. Okay, so if someone wants to
Dry
assist in
Miser,
praising Mars,
meanwhile, which is the
otherwise you
thing-
get a 1.
What
the
is
story
the
of Dry Miser from the South, however, that is also real, and I'm not going
Some
to say
manner of
it's-
performance roll.
Okay.
That would it is usually presence perform or manipulate perform if you're trying to like hold the god, or appearance if it's like a dance.
Okay.
do not have performance?
I'm gonna do this. While he's ripping the goat in half, I'm gonna rise up from behind the altar and get as much blood on me as possible and start shouting victory, I don't know, like threats to the sky, but not at Mars, just to my enemy.
Victory threats. All right, 1 die stunt for the blood and the incoherent hooting of victory towards the sky.
Manipulation. So 10. Look at that.
You're not exactly a religious person, but you sure have presence.
Mars gets it. I'm sure. Mars will understand.
Mars
Mars
gets
gets
will
it.
understand.
You get what I'm going for. I'm not used to doing this, but you know, right?
There's
Mars,
no-
Mars
not
appreciates the
exactly-
creativity.
There's not exactly any real feedback, because, you're giving notice to one of the Incarna. They don't exactly look down very often. But Repose, for one, is looking at this display as the rest of the priests are kind of horrified and just going, what is this? This is off the book. Oh god, this is terrible. And just kind of a deep gut feeling of anything that is making these people uncomfortable and worried in a way that's entertaining to Mars is probably got her thumbs up on it. This is probably better than it is not good. If
Yeah.
nothing else, Mars is laughing right now, and that's a good thing for you.
Ours is laughing at us.
Give me the strength to defend dampness from savages and do-batters and assholes and Fred, that motherfucker in the army.
They just kind of look on in bewilderment, knowing that it's not a good idea to interrupt the dragon blood when they're on a hoot and holler, especially in the middle of a religious ceremony. So they just kind of let you go until you're done.
Yeah, so the fundaments of Repose as part of this role, doing nothing, is so yeah, Mars as an overseer of war prefers that war be as fair and honorable and limited as possible, and does not believe in pointlessly squandering lives. And Repose sure said some words that probably would be fine in a book, and then demonstrated how very much he is not going to be doing that in the field. He is too mad.
Yep. Official
They're going
warning to
learn
Mars.
what happens when they catch these hands.
Yeah, official warning to Mars. Nah, I'm not feeling it today. So basically, one of these is kind of a backhanded insult / official apology in advance, and the other is somebody who barely knows what religion is immediately just trying to get into it as hard as he thinks he can. So yeah, combined, that's probably at least going to get something on her itinerary. You don't know what, but it's going to get something.
while this is
So,
all
yeah.
going on, into the night, unless anybody were to walk into the room, Obsidian is just going over the map and the strategy until he will probably just pass out in that room.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, with all of that set up, we can move forward to not the full battle map yet, but the setup of the situation. Actually, no, we can go to the battle map, and I will just do a little trick here. One moment. Okay. Shift over to explain both in character what's going on and out of character how the hell this is going to work.
I see.
Welcome to Shapes of War. Because I realized that trying to actually model out an army with anything but the thing that people have agreed to model armies with for centuries is... Well, just go with the NATO counters, whatever. So, to go over the out-of-character stuff first so we understand what we're looking at, these X's right here are the Levy en masse. Well, not fully like that, but the levied militia troops of the outlying villages are a size 5 battle group that is comprising the battle line. It is anybody of able body who was able to go out and defend their city, and basically, yeah, I'll just turn on the nameplate, although it's kind of eaten up by this other one. The Levy militia, their equipment is whatever works. It is people, some of them have swords, some of them have axes, some of them have, a full set of military gear because they came from a family affluent enough to support that. Some people just have a really big stick. Other people have farming implements. Some people just have, it is just, this is not a professional standing army. I am yelling at you that there are people on the way that want to kill us. Grab the most lethal thing you have and come help.
I feared.
Yeah, this is Obsidian. First of all, make me a wits war roll when you're looking at the levy. Like, I will have you do this to evaluate each part of the army in turn.
There we go. I'm going to double check how many emotes I had, but welcome to
I'm
where...
going to warn you in advance, this is not something that's really worth doing an excellency over. You're going to probably want to save your emotes.
Got it. I'm nice anyway.
Sure, alright. This is a peasant militia. This is what this is. This is a unit with poor drill and no might. They're not completely incompetent, but they have not been trained as a cohesive unit at all. There are the inklings of cohesive units from independent villages, like, you would think if they really came down to it, if you broke it up into constituent people's villages and you had them act as independent units, that would go fine. If you broke up the social cohesion factor, this entire thing would go to shit. It is... The thing holding these people together is the social contract of I don't want to run away and see everybody in my village see me leaving them to die. This is not military professionals. These are people here because they are being made to, or they feel an obligation to protect their families and friends. The good news, in terms of what you were expecting and what you were planning for, is this is a lot more people than you were expecting, as you might see from the little labels I have over the tokens. This is a size 5 battle group. This is around a little over 1,000 people in, 3 days' notice. They mustered everybody they could. So, in terms of, raw size of the ability, you have to work with, this is fucking huge for war at this scale, at this notice, in this field. This is a lot of dudes. There might be individual units that show up that are approaching this, but, not a single cohesive unit that is going to be this big. In a numbers battle, this is going to win. In a skill battle, open question without your help. Next, the dots are the ranged units. To turn on their nameplates as well. This is the Levied Archers in the middle. Those are people who actually know how to shoot a bow in their day-to-day lives. Hunters, gamesmen, poachers, guards, anybody who actually is like had bow training for most of their life and know how to use it and can actually be trusted to kill something at a long range with a bow very consistently. On the sides is the whatever works levy, but at the ranged version. Oops, I goofed that up.
Oh, we got skirmisher units on the sides. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
the two dots on the side, and yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I accidentally clicked one thing and it accidentally turned it into Angler's token for a second, and I had to undo that.
Aw.
I mean, that's not the worst thing.
Angler's token's really good though.
Not visibly, as in like mechanically. So it didn't even get the handsome mustache.
2 anglers running around? I'm okay with this.
By the way, I linked the battle group doc that Loon made in Guard Set.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no. This is not going to be a, like, to skip ahead a little bit. This is not going to be me having every single battle group having every single turn with all of you having every single turn and doing this as a normal combat, because absolutely fuck that. This is going to be more genericized than that, and initiative is also going to be much looser until you zoom into specific targets and opponents. On the left and right, first of all, on your right, is about a little over a dozen extremely heavily armored horsemen. Cataphracts, basically, in scale armor, with giant lances. There's not many of them, but that is... Obsidian has not seen horsemen that well armored and well equipped in a very, very long time. Those are actual professionals who will probably kill anything they hit, unless they just are dragged off their horse.
Not only is it heavy cavalry, they're cataphracts. Damn.
Yeah, no, they have the entire horse encased in mail. They have the entire even without rolling to guess, this is literally just some of a legion or a personal house guard that Sinus Lysaea just ran off with. This is way too good equipment to be out here without having a good reason.
I'm going to recommend you look up Iron Pagoda Cavalry, and that's probably the mental image you should have here.
Yes. The Jade Orchid Light Cavalry on the left is basically everybody else in the royal contribution on cavalry. People with horses who can afford to maintain and own horses and train on horses. And in comparison to the cataphracts, they are like barely armored. In comparison to everybody on the ground, they still do have some armor, but light enough that they can, ride around very quickly, use their javelins, swords. They're the skirmisher units. They're the outriders. So, 2 more wits rolls to evaluate the wits war rolls to evaluate the ranged and then the cavalry.
All right, this will be the ranged and the cav. Same roll.
All right. So, ranged, the archer unit in the center is actually going to do some good work. That is people with an actual drill, or just maybe people who are just good enough at their jobs that they don't need to drill together specifically. They're at a normal, average drill. The ranged units in the back are poor drill. It is, again, the random whoever's who wanted to use a sling or a bow or anything else than standing in the front lines, whether through, health reasons or whatever other reasons. The cavalry, the cataphracts, holy shit. You can basically guarantee that unless they are charging into an army the size of the levy in front of you, whatever they run through is dead. They are search and destroy. The only danger with them is if they get bogged down by ranged units or swamped by larger numbers of ground units. The light cavalry, they seem alright. They've never really tested for a full lore, but they're not actually slouches. They're average. The Jade Orchid is elite. The Cataphracts are elite. Size 1, average size 3 on the light. So you have a pretty substantial, like, roughly around 100 Outriders, around a dozen heavy cavalry, and altogether probably about 300-ish, maybe a little less ranged units, and 1,000 men of arms at the main line.
All right, hold up. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
Can you repeat some of those, all of those for me, actually?
Sure. You have about 100 light skirmisher horses. You have about a dozen cataphracts, size 1, elite drill. The cataphracts were size 3, average drill. The ranged is...
Oh, wait, sorry. If there's actually terms in BA mixing this, once again, start over. Like,
That's right.
give mechanic terms.
Size 3, average drill for the Jade Orchid light cavalry.
All right, size 3, average drill, about 100.
Size 1, about a dozen elite drill cataphracts.
All right, about a dozen size 1 elite drill. Right.
2 separate core drill size 2 ranged units.
I'm sorry. Well, hold up.
This is a genre shift, so
No.
it's okay.
I had to turn off the music for a moment here. Repeat that last one.
2 separate size 2 ranged units with core drill, and 1 size 1 ranged unit with average drill. Or size 2.
Ranged. 1 size 2 average drill range. Okay.
And size 5, around 1,000 core drill melee.
Size 5 core drill melee. All right. Okay.
So, that is in character what you've got to work with. There are sergeants and other less, sub-commanders scattered through these groups, so you don't have to literally yell at everyone yourself. But you're also an Exalt, so you can yell at everybody yourself if necessary. Mechanically, how this is going to work is that I will play the army tokens unless the players have a suggestion or order they want to give of basically overriding me as the quote-unquote AI. So that is how this is going to work, is that I will be playing the army kind of on rails unless you guys have an idea or want to ensure something happens to make sure that not too much of this gets complex for you guys, because there's already going to be a lot to track on.
Is there any place in the military that looks like whoever's in charge of the levies or the archers or the cavalry are incredibly incompetent?
The Sinis Lysaea was actually dragged out here to be a commander, thanks to Mulan.
Good.
He is with the light cavalry, and you can already tell that man is going to be literally worthless as a commander. He is here for the morale value. There are actual commanders in there who look like they're going to be okay. The 2 back ranged levy and the main levy over here are just kind of winging it. There are commanders who know what they're doing, but they've only got so much to work with. There's no utterly incompetence here. There's, aside from Lysaea.
Where in all of this is their monk?
Is there monk? In the middle of the levy.
Alright.
I'm going to take the left flank of that levy and just intentionally keeping my robe on that has the symbols of my house on it, just anchor that side so they know, yes, you have another
Alright.
Prince of the Earth with you.
Okay. That is skipping ahead a little bit, but actually in a good way, of placing where you are in the army. I'm going to experiment for one moment and see if this actually works. Oh wait, that's the GM layer. Hang on. Or no, that's token layer. I just had the wrong icon. Okay, that does work, so long as there's not more than one of you on one spot. Which can happen because these cells are pretty big. They are like enough for a couple, like 100 odd people to be sitting in. So you could easily be all in one cell if it's necessary. But for now, unless there's an overlap, we can place tokens where people would be. And I will just put them down so people can move them themselves. Oh, there was a lag.
2 old men. Old mans.
Old man and
ghost
illusory old man.
Yes, there is a ghost Milan. There. You can either be out in front or embed yourself in a unit. It's either way it works.
I'll embed myself in the archers.
Right. I also need...
I'm gonna hang out with a bunch of the shitty levies. Let's go.
Nice.
I would put myself at the head of the army.
Yep. Okay, and Azar, seeing where Repose is gone, has basically the same thought of just outriding flank.
Ooh, no, actually, I'm horse mounted. I should be with one of the mounted troops.
Yeah, you'd probably be with the skirmishers.
Yeah.
You should
As
extremely be with
bishops,
the
it's important that we
skirmishers,
get clear of the fighting line so we can quickly move diagonally across the field.
Smart.
So yeah, the battle line is pretty clear that there's the line of about 1,000 people with 2 dragon bloods in it, Angler and the priest. And Old Man at the far end, who is getting a lot of strange looks from the levy of just, what is that? Is that a god? Did we get one of the
I'm
gods? on our side?
specifically hanging out with like a group of like the most shittily equipped folks. Like, I'm with the folks who are just like, you know, dudes in hats with bamboo spears.
Yeah, the people who were just handed a stick and said, go die for your country.
You're specifically hanging out with people that would do a double take looking at you, just being like, wait, what family is that guy from? Like,
Yeah, well, hold on,
you're
who
dressed
are
like
you?
them.
Like, yeah, you look like someone's grandpa from their village, but then they look at you and it's like, hold on, did the old man have sorcery? Wait, no, that's hold on, who is that? And
I'm not gonna answer any questions. What are you talking about?
so, meanwhile, Obsidian, Azar, and Repose are just kind of equally distantly spaced out in front of the main line. 3 very obvious, hello, we are princes of the earth.
At
Milan-
motivational shouting distance away from friendlies.
Yes. Milan is embedded with the skirmishers to keep fucking tabs on Lysaea, probably as much as anything.
Keep Lysaea
And-
from turning tail and running.
And Yang is off in the corner to do sneaky bullshit.
Actually, can I retcon one thing? Can I switch spots with Old Man and still have him be with the cheapest people possible?
yeah,
because
no,
I have
you can
wind
switch
carried
points.
words, so I can quickly talk with people on the
you-
other side if need to.
Yeah, you can just easily do that.
Traditionally, one of the flanks is much weaker than the other, and I guess, honestly, this is the weaker flank because it's the one with the light cavalry on it rather than heavy cavalry.
Yes, you actually called that, yes. So, Angler is just super reinforcing the strong flank, and Old Man is there to be the surprise! This isn't actually a fake flank! I have a sorcerer in here.
A sorcerer who actually does have an anti-formation attack.
Yes, Old Man is going to have a field day today. So, some last notes of mechanical detail before I go into the narrative part of the lead into the war. We are using Hex Grid, as very obviously, and I am using the conceit that the range band system is going to be expanded, so it's not like this is as far as you can interact with, and anything else is fakes, and also you move 1 cell a turn, so it's going to be 8 million turns. No. Each range band, effectively, is 2 cells. So you can move 2 cells, and I'm also going to argue that if you're not doing anything, you can move a 3rd cell. Basically, as I am implementing a strategic level sprint. And then otherwise, it's just 2 cells out as short range, 2 cells out as medium range, 2 cells out as long range, 2 cells out as extreme range.
I will just go ahead and throw this out here. By virtue of how you're doing this mechanically and abstracting it out, this does mean that Old Man can stretch his limbs out like 200 feet for this fight only.
Yeah, that fits. Yep. It's a fucking Wujiao war scene. That's where the good shit comes out.
Behold my rocket fist!
Is there any terrain out here besides it being just an open field?
That is what I was going to get to next. Yes, I hadn't penciled that in yet, but
sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. Like it is a good reminder to segue to that before I actually do anything else. The Apple Grove is roughly this section. Like everything in those cells is the Apple Grove in the abstract. That's, maybe a couple 100 feet apart on each side.
Makes sense. Propose is positioned to quickly move into and support Woodchild, and be sure that flammables are kept far from Woodchild.
So, with that, all that remain. There is also some hilly terrain. There is a grade that is kind of going down this way, very slightly, not enough to really make a huge tactical difference in terms of once the fighting starts, but it is enough that combined with the grove and other underlying plants that I'm just not putting down because I'm not drawing every single bit of this like it's a Warhammer map, they will be able to get up fairly close on the map level before they actually see you.
Last question, is there any water on the map?
Let's see. There was a spring established to be in the grove, so I will say that this tile specifically right here has water. And
excellent.
let's say there's like a little rain divot over here. It's like just kind of a low-lying kind of saturation point because it doesn't have drainage.
It is the high wet season. Things are suitably
Things have been raining a lot, and that's one of the flooded areas. So everything is a little damp under your feet, like not full, standing in water level, but like if you really had to go for it, you could pull some moisture out of the ground fairly easily.
The actually standing in water level is what I was curious about, so thank you for putting those points on the map.
Yeah.
I have things with that, so I need to know.
Yes, I am aware. So, let's get to the establishment of action. Is there, one last thing, is there any last minute things that will be said to the army, perhaps anything before the enemy army arrives on the map, effectively?
One thing I will do is, just so we're entirely clear, I'm going to go ahead and just activate Copper Skin form at this point.
Copper Skin.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which
Can we put in like stances or forms or whatever at this point? Is that acceptable, or is that not going to last long enough?
I would say you can pre-game your stances because, there's no functional difference because there's going to be a bit of a sense of fluid time on the war scale level of this map until, there's going to be the war scale map, and then there is going to be the small map when you get into, duels or specifically start punching people.
I'm going to reiterate to the prefect that our agreement of, hey, soon as the blood elementals appear, you need to get your army out of here.
All right. And he's just kind of nodding.
Where is Sir Dampness?
I did not actually put a little token up for him in time. I'm only just reasoning that. So I'm just going to say he is in the pond right now.
Perfect. He and I are going to have some fun there in a little bit.
I did ask for, like, the ambush for that would happen in the orchid part over here, so that
Yeah,
makes sense.
so, like, he is lurking in the water of that pond.
I'm Mr. Dry.
Okay. No. Okay. I have a move here. So,
All right, go ahead.
I don't remember his name ever. I keep referring to him in my brain as the prefect.
Cynical Seiya. Yeah, the prefect.
Yeah. He's at the head of the army as well, right?
He's over by the skirmishers, but he's like at the front of the skirmishers on the far flanks, so he's visible enough to be talking. Yeah.
Okay. I would. But that's like a huge distance from me. All right.
It's movie cinematic narrative.
You're
like,
very loud.
Okay.
You are also an exalt. You literally have the ability to just scream very loudly and be heard by the entire army.
Yes.
And again, this is war movie logic. You can be heard by everybody who cares to hear you.
Yeah. 2 more. Sorry, I am.
It's okay.
If this was in real life, you would hear the shuffling of papers and shit as I am going through my Okay. All right. Okay. So initially, I'm standing in front of for lack of a better term, the garbage.
Yeah.
I would be side-eyeing the prefect to see if he is saying anything.
He is kind of giving a pep talk a little bit to his personal skirmishers, but he either roll me wits war actually to evaluate what he is doing and what he is thinking.
All right, here we go. Can I do this 4 times in a row? Oh, damn.
Luckily, this man is not a hard target to read. He thinks that his personal presence on the battlefield is going to be enough. Because, hey, I'm here. Look at me. I'm fabulous. That's all you need, right?
Yeah. That's why I want to do this follow-up. I want to read intentions on the garbage.
Go right ahead.
That would be wits what?
That's which social... You know what? I'm actually going to let you do wits war again on this one, because this is a different kind of reads attention.
It's the same roll either way.
Yeah, either way.
There we go.
They are not happy to be here. They are very much like, well, either we're here or we're all gonna die. Odds are looking good that we're all gonna die, because...
Okay.
But, from that many successes, they are extremely bolstered by the fact that there are many Dragon Blood on their side, but there are also Dragon Bloods that they've never personally seen in battle, that they don't know, that they don't have no connection to. So, that's great. We also don't know what's going to happen, and this is still a war that we didn't expect was coming until a couple of days ago, and now we're here. So it is very shaken morale, but not, going to immediately run at the first problem.
Okay. So then the follow-up on that is, I don't have an exact speech because any speech that I would have had prepared I would have started buckling under embarrassment to even start saying on the stream.
It's fine, don't worry.
But, Obsidian would more or less give them a bit of a speech just detailing more or less, starting with, the obvious way that, in a war movie, let's say, a speech would start you're the underdogs. Maybe none of you have ever fought before. A lot of you don't even have weapons, and then we go on, not only do we have a strategic advantage, not only do we know that they're coming, but we have the dampness spirit on our side. And I'm using warm face seduction style to instill a feeling of like, yeah, no, wait,
Yeah,
we
let's
can
get-
do this.
Yeah. Yeah, alright, yeah, go ahead. If there's a roll on that I don't remember, go ahead.
It is a persuasion roll. That's what just all this list.
So that would just be charisma presence, which, oh hey.
Weird. Damn.
Yeah, no, you've got even like the cataphracts are kind of looking over your way like, yeah.
7.
Like you can actually so the levy has kind of immediately like standing straight or holding their weapons are ready to fight. The skirmishers are just kind of like, yeah, all right. And you actually get some looks your way from the cataphracts like, who is that? I feel like we should know that. This guy's good. Just like this, you sense the eyes on your back of just like, all right, how do we not know about this guy?
That is the question of the day.
Mhm.
Anyway. Yeah, that would be my pre-war
All right,
setup.
let us switch the music. If it will behave for a moment. There we go. It does not take long for the army to be audibly on the approach down the pathway that you have laid for them. They've gone off the road at this point. So they are kind of still marching in good order, but not on a road. So they are spread out into a possibly expecting battle formation, possibly not. Their supply train is still behind them in the distance, catching up, but it is considerably winnowed down. It is clear that you made a correct guess in that they are very low on supplies. They clearly did not have nearly as much local loot as they thought they were going to get, and are going directly towards the trap that you have laid.
Go boy.
The army does approach down the road as it is moving its flank towards. It's kind of like in the process of circling as this flank is coming into the forest as it is walking in. And I will actually just, because of the setup of this, you have done so much to set up this specific stratagem to work that I'm not actually going to be making a roll for stratagem rolls. This is just going to work. It is going to pull off the army out of position as they are beginning to enter the forest. And these guys will slide over one, trying to handle that while the guard of the flank are out on the side and the back line is still apparent. So, make me a couple, just make me one perception war roll. Anybody can make this. To evaluate the army as it is coming in. Just do quick snap evaluations of the enemy forces.
Well,
Perception War sounds like an awfully useful one-die roll.
Like I said, you can, but you don't have to.
Old Man's already calling the group that he's in 6th irregulars, and he has no idea what by 6th, and they're not really all that irregular. They're mostly all the same.
I can't roll bad tonight.
I'm better. I'm better. I'm better.
Yours
I
is
stole your
better.
dice.
Yes.
They're mine.
All right.
Shut up, okay?
All right. So, if that's the ones rolling, I will say Milan and Obsidian, take a look. And the general gist is, holy shit, that's a lot of footmen. And wow, that's not any ranged at all beyond, looks like there's some javelin sets on some of the armies in the larger blocks of the 4 size. These two look like they might have some range, and these look like they might have a little more range, but it is extremely a get into melee and punch you kind of army setup.
For this, I'd like to offer up rolling with awareness instead of war. Repose does not care about the masses. He is just looking for the VIPs.
Excellent. Okay, you
There
can
is
go
the
ahead and do
leadership that he needs to shred,
smart.
and there is whatever meat decides to get in his way.
that. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Obsidian wouldn't be looking for that. That's a smart move.
Okay, so Obsidian would get that too if that's the specific focus. Milan is just and also.
I wouldn't be looking for that. I'd be looking at the general army sizes.
So, first of all, that is, again, the sizes are labeled on the labels. They do outnumber you. However, these two specific, the 4 sizes right here, desperately don't want to be here. They are maybe a cavalry charge from the cataphracts away from saying fuck it and leaving. They are only here from the fear of retribution.
I've got them then.
They are tired, they are starving, they are irritated, they were probably press ganged to begin with and given weapons. They look like, by virtue of how well they are marching in order, that there has been a lot more consistent drilling in the villages to make them a cohesive fighting unit, but their morale, like, they're good at fighting, they're good at staying together, but their cohesion is shit because the march here has sucked a lot. The other units present are less fiddly about that. They look more like they are not quite standing army. These 3 don't quite look standing army, but they look more like they are the regulars, like the people in the villages who are, your job is now soldier, rather than your job can be soldier whenever the moment is that I need you. So, to go over real quick, I will activate the nameplates because Angler got more than enough to actually analyze the composition of all of these people's layouts. First of all, the 2 4-size blocks are axe and shield bearers with a couple of people with javelins, just in case. But they are just rank and file military frontliners. And they are, from Angler's eye, they are even worse off in terms of morale than the Levy. Way better equipped and way better trained, but will shatter to the first major problem. Luckily for you, the head of the army that went into the woods was a Sarisa unit, which is a phalanx of people with very, very, very long spears. That was going to be the spear point, like the literal spear point, that was going to go directly into the front of the army and try and punch clean through the middle. However, they are really fucking hungry, and they're the elite troops, so they get first dibs, so they're going into the forest. The 2 outlying ones are general mixed arms units, better trained, better morale, trusted to have a shield and javelin, and then a 2-handed axe on their back for if people close into melee fight. In the back is where the good shit is, and that is where Repose immediately looks. In the back are honor guards. Very, very visibly honor guards by the fact that they are in full-clad, extremely good armor, like, not quite plate, but damn near close, and have giant bronze axes as both status symbols, and those are probably actually really well made. And then, kind of confusingly, in the center is a light cavalry unit. It's outriders with spears. Roll me... Detect Doomoids is just a rider on your joint battle, right?
Yeah, it can boost awareness rolls or join battle rolls with Where is Doom.
Alright, well, Where is Doom is reading as the Doom is in the back row. You can't really get a read on what or where it is, but that's where the stench is. That is where the stank is living. Everybody up in the front, everybody around here has minimum levels of probably just proximity to Doom stench. Above average, but not bad. Over here, concentrated Doomoid. Something's fucky back here. You are not able to pick out exactly where the boss man himself is. There's just too damn many people, and it's just in a mass of moving people. It's interesting to you that he's not, like, in ceremonial guard leading from the front. It reads as a little different than the psychology you would have expected from the general gist of how he operated would be to be like with these guys with an axe ready to chop everybody in half, but you can't see him right now. You're not sure where he is. And
Oh,
so
he's in there somewhere.
yeah, well, you can certainly smell. If he ain't in there, then you can certainly smell something back here. But as the armies begin to enclose on the woods, the good shit starts happening. Screams immediately begin to emit from the woods about once they are, about a minute or two in. Enough of a walking distance to make running back out a major problem once the things start popping off. First of all, there's the screams of discontent and displeasure and anger at, oh god, fuck, this is rotten, what the hell? Ah, this isn't just rotten, it's got bugs in it. Ah, ugh, fuck, what? Oh, this place is cursed. Ah, no, someone
Bite
blighted
into an
the
apple and
place.
it just explodes into bees.
Yeah, no, like it literally, like one of the people you can probably guess from some of the screams is like they bit into like a centipede or something that bit back, like just levels of like ah. And then as this rising tide of discontent and just like what the fuck? Oh god, no, we can't. This can't not be food. We need the food. That's when the roots start coming out of the ground and start to choke off the exit points and grab ankles and slap people, and the trees start to reach down with their branches and rake across people. The apples start falling on heads, and absolute chaos emits from all three of these units as they realize that they have been had and they are being attacked by an elemental. And the rest of the army, hearing this, is beginning to desperately try and panic and wheel around. And that's about when you can see that they notice you as they crest the hill on this side. Like, this outrider section goes forward, sees Azar, and there's just an immediate scream of just like, they're here! Oh no!
All right.
And now would be the join battle rolls from you all.
Oh, okay. That's how this. All right.
Same
Okay,
as
look,
usual
you
for
have
battle?
something to do first. I will ask that
No,
first.
no. I didn't realize that's how this that this is actually like turn order stuff.
Well,
Okay.
this is initiative scores are important for the combat system, but this is going to be a friendly turn, enemy turn system. So this will determine the order in which you act and the power with which you have your stuff. But it is less important than normal for determining actual enemy actions because there it is. I go, you go. Asterisk. There may be exceptions.
Oh, right. Awareness determines my join battle. God damn it.
My awareness is actually very high now.
I'll take a 3, which is a 6.
Yep. Okay. So
Alright, let us Wary as Doom ye into the fight. There we go.
Doom located.
Ooh,
Doom
Is that-
identified.
Are those 10s doubled still? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Meanwhile, Azar is doing the same thing. Less successfully than, the ward, but with equal zeal.
Doom detected. How much can we talk here between each other? Is it
Oh, right, hold on.
are we keeping metagame off kind of thing here, or are we gonna be able to chat or what?
In or out of character.
Like
Yes.
either way, that's what I'm asking. Is like
Okay,
how
so
much do you want to keep?
out of character is fine. In character is beyond about 2 cells or so. You're gonna need magic to get heard or run a message.
So
Got it.
yeah,
Thank you.
that's why I specifically positioned myself in the center, so I could yell commands.
Yeah. And like you in particular with your war charms are gonna just be able to command everyone. Like Repose is not gonna be able to talk to Old Man and vice versa. Azar is not gonna be able to talk to you and normal.
Out of character, my current thought process for how this might go down, and this will be determined by roles and I guess just what is going on behind the scenes. At this point, the medium infantry should scatter just to a good charge. And what I mean is, if they see us fucking coming at them, they will probably scatter.
They'll just bail. This
This is going to be a shock.
Yeah, this is your read on the medium infantry is a good shock roll is going to blow them up.
Ah, so you're attacking on open terrain and wishing to enter shock phase.
Yes. Surprise, motherfuckers! We're back in Europa.
Yep. So, what I'm also seeing is we have this isolated wing. I could get the skirmish, the light cavalry in to just isolate them and peel them off.
Yes. That is.
You could probably just run most of them down. You have numbers on them.
Yep.
You have raw numbers and you're on horseback. This is going to be... If you're just focusing on them, you could probably just run them down into a rout.
Yeah, the idea is just to completely collapse one of their wings.
That is, if you get to it before Azar does.
Fair.
I don't know what Repose is doing, but I'm probably going to follow him into the grove, thicket, trees, whatever, and have a grand old time.
All right.
All right, so Repose is entering.
Yeah, Repose is
battle.
going first in every universe here, so...
Repose is entering battle. He actually has the stick, like, on his back at the moment, and he has arrived with a reasonably large closed basket at his side. And, you know, having sensed that the fight is on, proceeds to just kind of zoom off up into the grove, takes a bit of a flying leap into the trees. So I guess I'm going to full move 3 spaces, as was identified.
Yep.
Let's go with moving 2, just getting to the edge of the grove. He's going to land on one of the trees, take a moment to, like, hawkishly look down at all of these people who are now trapped in here and having a very bad day. Then just reach into the basket and pull out an extremely panicked-looking dove that is just firmly locked in his vice grip. And just while he's taking a moment to catch his balance, get ready to resume moving. Who wants their fortune told? You. Then in one motion, crushes the bird into a pulp and points at somebody who looks like they have some rank on them. And then tosses the wad of bird viscera in their general direction. And as it splatters, just, change is coming to your life. You or someone near you will have a chance to rise in status, but they may not find it worth the cost. You will be late for an appointment with a loved one. Have an apology ready. The lucky number is 5. Be mindful of the tides and try not to resist the flow. He is just furthermore, he's still going to be doing his religious observances and so forth.
All right.
But he's incredibly pissed off at everyone who is in his presence.
Pick one of those 3 armies.
Our respects absolute repose, huh?
Let's say Pike Block here.
Pike Block is getting the hell out of the woods. You don't even... That is beyond 3 dice stunt of just you win. They are going anywhere but him, thanks. We are not here. We are not dealing with that.
What the fuck? That dude just fucking mushed a pigeon in his hand. What?
Yeah, they are now not routing, but considerably have changed their mind of...
What happened to the feathers? Where are the bones?
We are not dealing with the right flank today, thanks. Anywhere to get us away from that crazy motherfucker. Just moving. Slide on out. Yeah, nope.
You spooked about 100 people into getting the fuck out of your way because you just crushed a bird in your hands.
And just gave a deranged fortune telling to their sergeant. Alright, that is your turn, and yeah, you forcibly just terrified a little over 100. Like, this is probably
a move and a social
normal
attack.
core of his army into just going, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Yeah, just after they're starting to move away. Alright, who's next? Jostling the basket again.
Old man.
Here's a bird for you. Here's a bird for you. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and move with this group for now. I'm not gonna take it.
Okay, so you are attached to the army. Okay,
Yep, for this
Yang.
round, I'll just be attached to this army.
Can I get into the forest?
You can use 3 moves to get onto the edge of the forest right here, yes.
And on here, I want to... You know those, like, weird, those horrifying combat barks Majima makes when he's doing the knife thing?
God, yes.
I just want to start fucking, like, going apeshit on the edge of the forest and, like, having my weird screeches reverberate.
Horrifying mouth noises reverberating into the forest.
Tangible
one
human screams.
1 die stunt on a
Human noises.
charisma performance roll.
Charisma. Alright. So that would be 7. Something
Okay.
is cackling in the woods and we don't like it.
Yeah, the skirmisher infantry on the side are looking like they're really reconsidering their life choices. The medium infantry is a little too far away to be completely scared into bolting, but they are just like, oh fuck. How many actual demons are in this woods? How many elementals did we piss off? There's a dragon blood right there. There's something attacking us from the woods. There's horrible screaming. What god did we anger? They're visibly doing their calculus of, okay, if we defect to the god right now, will we die less painfully if we defect to the god right now, or if we stay with the bronze axe? Azar has a very simple move. She is going to be using one of her athletics charms, just kind of free-forming it, because she has a quick character stat block, because I have not finished giving her her full stats. I'm basically saying she has enough athletics charms to use her full 3-cell sprint and then also do an attack, as she literally sprints across the open terrain towards the block of the phalanx. Literal just trail of fire behind her as she is sprinting faster than a horse, with a giant horrifying smile on her face. Actually, hang on, I just switched the music while she's acting. As someone called out last time during the Dynasty Warriors track that this soundtrack fit her, and I agreed. So she is just no theatrics, no fun stuff like with Repose doing the pigeon stuff. Just brandishing her Guandao over her shoulder with a manic grin as she runs forward, as the phalanx realizes that they have run directly into a path of a woman who is going to be going through them like a scythe through wheat on the way to her location. And that is a full melee excellency in her pool. And a surprisingly low roll, but she just, like, as they immediately just spin around, fix shields, put down spears, just go, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. She just jumps over the first rank of shields, like, just walks up it. The shield catches fire, the phalanx person screams and throws it to the ground in panic, as she vaults over the spears, desperately stabbing towards the sky. Lands in the middle of the phalanx, and then just starts opening people up, for lack of a better term. Just one swing of her Guandao kills probably 4 or 5 people in one go.
Alright, that takes care of that one.
Yep. So, Obsidian.
Okay. Do I just go all out at the beginning? Because I feel like this is going to be over pretty quickly. So, yeah, let's end this with...
I will also say, the chaff might be over quickly. You haven't seen the problems yet.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. So, I am going to... Alright, so she went for the heavy infantry. Alright. Okay.
Yeah, no, she just jumped into the biggest heavy infantry block and is just cutting them down like Muso enemies. The problem with having a very large spear is if someone happens to get into the middle of your group, there's not a lot you can really do with that big spear.
Actually, I'm going to ask you a quick question for the core book, for me to reference something. Where are the war battle rules?
They largely don't exist. That is why.
Cool. What's a strategic maneuver roll?
Strategic maneuver roll is the mechanic
the pre-battle thing.
That was the pre-battle stuff that I basically replaced with letting half the army walk into an ambush because you guys pre-planned so well.
Yeah. All right. That one's not really going to come into play. All right.
Yeah, the maneuvering was everything we did last session to
So-
prepare this fight.
Obsidian. So as the two monks blitz off on their own, as does Yang go and do his Yakuman stuff. Obsidian would just be like standing there very stoic, watching them go off and do their thing, and then just start. I don't know the exact word for this off the top of my head because, like, my brain is bad, but just, making a noise with his sword, raising it up, slamming it against the ground, and just keeps doing that. She starts getting faster, until he just swings it forward and orders the front guard to charge forward. Alright. And this is Blaging Courageous Swordsman Inspiration.
Exactly how's that work?
Roll additional non-charm die for each 10 that appears on a charisma or appearance-based command action when giving orders.
Okay, so I will let that apply to... So, yeah. Roll your command roll, which would be charisma. Excuse me. So, your 10. Just roll your 10.
And pretty much his whole action here is he is trying to get the front guard worked up into sort of a...
Getting pumped.
Yeah. He wants them yelling as they run forward.
Yes. Hollering and screaming.
Yeah. And I am also going to be using Tactics Means Everything on this.
Yes. All right.
Which both of those did nothing.
Well, it got you extra dice, and it was insurance. So,
Oh, also for a visual, let's get some other visual things into this.
Yeah.
So Tactics Means Everything would be 4 motes, and then Blazing Courageous Swordsman would be another 2. So yeah, as he does this, as he swings the sword forward, the aura ignites 1 level.
Yep, you would be beginning to smolder as the entire front line just charges forward at a full tilt sprint as the archers don't make a full sprint, but immediately open fire, and that is using their command action, your command action, to boost their shot.
Yeah. And for this, I'm going big on the onset. I'm not going to be going as much on the continuous things, but I guess I had to declare this ahead of time.
Well, what is it? So we'll see if we can.
Actually, no, because I use Tactics Means Everything. That means I was in Earth Aura, right?
Tactics Means Everything is an Earth charm. So
okay.
Does it have to be you have to enter your action to be in the aura?
You enter Earth Aura now, and then next turn you could use something that says be in Earth Aura.
Right.
Yes.
Then never mind, because I had declared a flurry on the onset.
Okay.
Because I would had a minus to both actions.
Right. Okay, that charm. Yeah, you will be in Earth Aura next turn.
Yes.
For that is your consideration.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Aura is extremely in fire aura and is immediately also kind of burning people alive by just being near her.
To clarify, if the army is moving forward at all, Obsidian is moving with the army. He's staying at the head of the rank and file.
I have Old Man and Angler included in the charge forward. That's just part of their actions, as Old Man stated, and Angler is just being kind of pulled forward by the tide of people.
That's exactly where he wants to be.
The militia roll will be, let's see. With this, it's going to be a hell of a lot more impressive than it usually is. So, let me just do some quick calculations and comparisons. Okay, so this is size 2, so... Yes, this is their accuracy roll with that command. Yep, there it goes. There's number 1, number 2, and number 3. So they're all, let's see. Whatever works, number 1 and Levied Archers are both aiming at the skirmishers over here. And ranged archers over here are blind firing up into the woods.
Say proposed.
Riposte doesn't actually have to worry because they're the ones with the 8 successes, so they can actually accurately like overshoot the entire forest and have the arrows start coming down on the far end. Like they are like shooting almost straight up to get that kind of range. So in the meantime, the very good, very bad, awful, no good, horrible, bad day of the skirmishers on the left is about to begin. Back, check your soak. Yeah, no, they're about to have a real bad time. And roll. Oh my god. Huh, well, shame this, well, no, this is... Two battle groups? No, battle groups never double tens on the attack, I don't think. I have to double check that on the sheet. Yeah, battle groups do not double tens on damage rolls. So... That is still... a lot. That is still 10 successes coming into that enemy infantry. That is not enough to immediately break their magnitude. But 10 or 12 people immediately drop dead. Like, not scared, just dead. They don't even get their shields up in time or in the proper angles. They just get nailed in the top of the head and fall over dead. And it is abundantly clear that both they and the medium infantry have realized they fucked up. Milan and Angler.
You're up first, bud. You're the horse.
All right. Well,
Also, special rule on horses, you can go up to 4 cells. Because horse.
Yo, horses go fast.
horses go fast.
You
Okay.
you can do 3 in action or 4 in no action.
Okay, so first of all, does it look like the prefect is actually trying to give any orders to this to the light infantry, light cavalry? Is he doing anything, or am I going to have to take charge of this?
Around the time that Obsidian yells charge, he basically goes, yes, charge! And they are going to go forward, and that's kind of the only general direction that they were given. They haven't been given a target, but it seems to be like target of opportunity logic.
Okay, for this round, I'm going to follow with them at the head.
Okay.
Just following the orders of charge forward.
Okay, so they have charged forward and have not activated. Let's say that they get about. They go for a full move. They get into like point blank, Mongol horse archery range, except with javelins. But don't
Be wary
activate.
of the pointy sticks, Milan.
Mm-hmm. Pointy six is a
meanwhile-
slight problem right now.
The Cataphractoi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yang, you suddenly hear the just deafening thundering of hooves behind you, and you feel like for a moment, oh shit, have I been made? And then you turn around, and it's the giant fucking horses in, like, more metal than you've seen in many parts of your life, just kind of thundering behind you, and it looks like they're going to be planning to wheel around the entire forest and smash into the back of the infantry.
Ooh. All right.
Because the screen over here is considerably distracted. So that is all of the AI movements for the turn. Angler.
My move was taken up by going with the people, right? So I can't go anywhere else.
You have moved, but if you have anything specific you would like to do or say, yeah, you can go
Actually, yes. While he's walking forward, or rather, charging forward, for him it's a light jog, let's be honest. He is going to use all-encompassing Earth Sense in case, I don't know, something's waiting underneath the ground like vampires would to jump out and kill us.
You don't get a sense of anything under the ground now.
Okay, thank you. That's
That
it.
is a good call, though. That is, and also just to give you a visual of how far that goes. That's up to. Is that medium or long? I forget.
Depends on if there's solid stone. Then it would go up to medium.
Okay, so you can vouch for everything out to here as underground problems free. So like the entire forest is safe from problems. And
I hear a lot of
most
things moving in the forest, and I don't want to know what those things are because
you get a lot of senses of that's a lot of roots and stuff moving. Probably that's not how
Wood
you know what,
noises.
I'm gonna look elsewhere.
mud
That's kind of
noises.
viscerally uncomfortable, actually. So, turn order resets and repose again, because again, first turn was kind of a close in for. Oh wait, nope. Actually, no. I totally forgot the enemy turn. I
Enemy
almost
gets
gave you a
round.
lot
Enemy
of
doesn't get
The
Yeah.
rest of the enemy do a thing.
Enemy
Right.
phase.
So, first of all,
Can we get a music change?
yeah.
Yeah, the music change for enemy face.
Yes, actually, let's just go over to this one.
this very quickly became Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Look, I know where I get inspiration from.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Alright, so first of all, heavy infantry, let's see if you do anything to Azar before you are chopped into tiny pieces. Let's just go for the real fight first. So they are desperately like dropping their like long spears and like reaching for their short swords and unsheathing them and swinging wildly at this fucking terrifying flaming demon warrior that has jumped into the middle of them. Like, desperate enough to get their own swords that some of them are accidentally cutting themselves or others nearby, just trying to wrench it out of the sheath. Because, like, okay, I can either, like, do this panicked enough that I might accidentally injure my buddy, or this woman kills every last one of us. That actually just gets above her parry with her excellence emotes. So, they just barely tap her. And that is... Is that anything? That's nothing. No. Like, one of the sergeants manages to pull his sword out, runs towards her with a scream and, like, double-handing a short sword, and tries to bring it down on her head before she just casually pivots over to put the Guandao handle between it and her head, and it just bounces off, and she's just holding it up in front of him, the smile still fixed on her face of just, oh, so you've chosen to be the next one to die. Javelineers.
Remind me to think twice to ever get on her bad side again.
You were very lucky that she was following polite decorum and, you know, her relative was there. She is, as you are watching her, she is, like, very, very, very scary.
I still don't agree with her, but respect.
Yeah. She is also kind of just immediately going for the kill shots rather than the morale route. So, like, you can tell that she is in this to actually kill people rather than rout them right now. This is, you are all doom adjacent. You're going to die until you run, and then I move on to the actual problem. So, Javelineers. Did the repeat not work? Oh no, there's just dead space at the end of this track for no reason.
Yeah, a lot of Suikoden tracks have that. It's weird.
So, I'll probably just let this repeat one or two more times if this keeps going, and then switch to one of the other tracks I have.
That's fair. The battle, the big war
gets
music,
repetitive.
they're not great songs. They're the worst songs on the soundtrack.
Yep. Okay. That hits the resting parry, and Milan, will you try to excellency your stunt parry to avoid getting dinged?
Let's see. They got
They got a 7.
They got a 7. Yeah, I can spend 2 motes. Do attackers win on a tie?
Exaxes gets you on Withering. I don't think it gets you 1 die, so they would get Exaxes.
Okay, yeah. Let's let them have it.
Okay, so they get 2 die, I think. Yes, 2 die. They get 2 threshold successes.
Famous last words of Milan. Let him have it.
It's fine.
Okay, you take 1 initiative damage as you actually have to spend a considerable amount of attention using chakrams to smack javelins out of the air so you and your horse don't get stabbed. In the meantime, nobody dies in the horses, but there is a whole lot of maneuvering of just like, whoa, okay, hang on, get out of the way. 1 horse does actually get a javelin in the butt, and it does not go down, but the person riding her immediately gets off the horse, which is like, well, that's not going to work anymore. Let's see. Medium infantry. Do I make you roll your morale right now, or do I make you wait? Because they are seeing Azar murder a lot of the heavy infantry, but have not personally been spooked and terrified yet. So no, I'm going to have them move up to support, and just be like, okay, if we run backwards, we know what happens, so we have to run forwards. So they...
Okay, this is the medium infantry are rushing forward?
Yeah, this is medium infantry on this flank are running forward. They're, like, you can tell their morale is still shaky. This is not a charge of bravery, this is a charge of, if we don't do anything, we're going to get killed, so we need to do something. And instinct was run forward, but your instinct is like, okay, so smash into them and they'll probably run away. Because, like, right now, this is a whole lot of friendly units. This coming up into that.
Part of Obsidian's plan was to actually not have the regulars fight at all.
Okay. Well, you could probably still find a way to make that work, because, hey.
Yeah. We'll see.
So, do I switch to... No, that's too early for you. I'll just switch back to this theme for a little bit, because I don't have anything else on hand. The skirmishers in the woods, first of all, need to roll to not get their ass kicked by the elemental. I regret to inform you they get their ass kicked by the elemental and cannot move. That was the elemental's roll so much, not as theirs. So, the skirmishers are pinned in place. They lose their turn entirely. And then for the heavy infantry, or the medium infantry, okay, they don't have their size exceeded by the elemental's roll, so they're able to act. However, they can see Repose, they can hear Yang, they can feel the elemental, and they are pretty sure that there is some other bullshit going on in these woods. They are wavering and need a command roll to resolve, so they also don't move. The Honor Guard, in the meantime, move forward 2 spaces this way, and move forward 2 spaces this way, as they are trying to immediately close gaps that should not be there, and are very annoyed. Horses, meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're charging directly forward and have apparently no sense of self-preservation at all. Like, they are going full tilt. The horses cannot stop galloping levels of
there's
running.
Doom.
Too hard.
That sounds like horses.
That is their entire move to move that far, but that is their move. So, yes, now it is back to player turn. Repose.
Well, that sure is an opportunity right there to go ahead and do a thing.
Can I yell at Repose or no?
You are actually within talking distance of Repose right now, yes.
Feel free.
Repose, get the ones in the forest. The cavalry's mine.
Would Repose listen?
He doesn't have to, but it's a thought.
Yeah, that's just open comment.
So it was cavalry and...
Like... Mm-hmm.
It was cavalry and the honor guard that all seemed doomish.
They all had the doom stench, and as they are moving out, yes, it is the three of them distinctly have doom flavor.
Would you be focused on Doom?
I have multiple Doom to choose from. One that is immediately within reach, but also is already within reach of everybody else. There is as yet unaccounted for Dooms.
Yeah. The only thing that is threatening this entire flank, aside from you two right now, is the cataphracts. Like, this entire flank is closing in, and the heavy cav and you two are the only thing in the way. Well, you and the entire forest and the Spirit of Dampness, of course, but...
Alright, so...
You know what? I take it back. Go get him.
We can have both here. Alright, so I'm planning to continue advancing, but we can split the difference. Alright, so... Going to move over here, mechanically, move over here and take a swing at the horses as they are going by. And so how this is going to occur mechanically is while still kind of looking over all of these folk and being ready to get to each of them, just occasionally looking back at the hand that is still covered in goo, flicking more bits of it at them. But then as the horses start charging forward, just gonna give a leap over in this direction, land very heavily and loudly, all dramatic cracking and crunching of ground. And then just grab the stick and give it a nice firm, two-handed swing on out directly into the face of a passing horse as it is coming at us.
That is a 1-die stunt on your attack.
Alright, so we're just going to try to wither these horses, I suppose, for now. Baseball.
Alright, so, the good news is, the swing is hard enough to break the horse's neck. The bad news is the horse doesn't stop. It keeps going right past you. The head is just kind of bouncing and waving in a horrible, grotesque, this should not still be moving manner, as it is just internally decapitated and now bouncing.
Ah, Doom.
That is extremely 1000% Doom now, yes. In fact, I will just switch over to this music now that we've got the first taste of Doom!
Yeah.
Alright, so... Offer up 4 motes to go ahead and make this a Rotten Leaf Arrested swing.
Alright.
Which, alright, we'll meet a net gain of 1 mana, since I still have my 5 recovery that happens.
Yep.
Go up to 10 peripheral motes spent. Anima is now going nice and bright. So, what kind of damage situation are we looking at here?
For the Rotten Leaf Arrested?
Well, in general, for the thwacking at of the horse.
Okay, you broke one horse's...
Yeah, get this into mechanics here. What kind of damage is trying to happen here? Was that a hit? And if so, do we move on?
That is a hit, and that is 1 threshold success.
Alright, so... Base damage of 14? What kind of horse soak are we talking about?
The horse has a soak of 6.
Alright. So, that means I'm still doing better than my boosted overwhelm. And there will be 1 automatic success on this damage roll. Probably don't, per, the other sensibilities, I haven't stunted how I would knock this entire unit prone, but that one horse... getting
Okay, yeah,
crushed.
no, that one horse keeps go. Actually, here's the strange thing: you use Rotten Lethal Vested. You know 1000% there is doom in here. You hit the horse. The horse does not stop. The neck breaks. The horse keeps going for a couple of steps before slowly getting stiffer and then falling over. And then the rider is just kind of nonchalant about that happening and just pulls himself off of the horse with a smashed leg and begins to hobble forward after the rest of the horse is continuing to charge. Just doesn't even look at you.
Interesting. Well, I contributed. Have fun with that.
You have alluded to an important factor of this doom. But, old man.
So, with the expanded ranges out here, this one right here, this is the...
Yes.
This axe and shield unit right here is the one that had poor cohesion,
Yes,
right?
their morale is shit right now.
Yeah, so... And because of the expanded ranges, that means they're within medium range of me, right? 'Cause
They are
those
They are exactly within medium range, yes.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and piss out all of our moves to try and get 15 motes out in one turn again.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm gonna blow these motherfuckers
Everybody raise
up.
your hand
I'm gonna
to give
destroy
them
their
power.
ears. I feel like going suddenly deaf in the middle of the combat would probably be
Yeah,
pretty,
no, like, I will say it straight up. If this works well enough, this is going to be, I'm not bothering rolling, they're just leaving.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and do the basic part of the, because,
Stepping
you know,
away a
my
moment.
entire...
We'll send energy to old man.
You know, my entire, just like, you know, go all in one go for
Yep.
one spell.
All the special fixes.
Yep. All right. So, okay. That's 12 successes outright. I only need 3 more.
Maybe you don't need all the special fixins. Maybe old man has been just fucking doing squats over in the corner waiting for this.
Squat. All right. I do need a little bit more, so I guess do I spend the guaranteed 5 to get 3, or do I
Yes.
get the other jump, or do I do the other?
What is the other one
Roll.
exactly going to do?
The other one is doing stamina plus occult instead of intelligence plus occult, in addition to this occult level.
Averages of dice mean that you will likely get at least 3 successes.
Yes.
There's a chance you won't. So, do you want this
I
to be a
either
guarantee?
roll hot or cold here, so let's go ahead and do it.
All right. This
All right,
is
it's same result regardless. It's 5 either way.
the dice heard it, and the dice decided the funniest result.
Yeah. Okay. So with just like one swift movement, you know, doing the standard in the middle of this group, because I have not actually moved outside of them.
Yeah, you've
So
just
they
been
can
traveling
all
with
watch
your
me do it. Just gonna go ahead and do the you know, slow movement, and then hands together and clap,
Kaboom!
and then the
Wow.
out here in the middle of this group, fair distance away, the shockwave goes out from them as the loud, deafening metallic gong
Boom,
sound goes off.
boom, boom, boom.
It's more like a bell in this situation than a gong. It's still loud and metallic, though.
All right, so is it everything within short or close range, particularly for
Everything from short range from that point. So,
Oh boy, that's hitting a lot of things right now.
that
That's
is in
hitting.
fact hitting a lot of things.
That's hitting the skirmishers right here too. Actually,
Excellent. It's also
All right.
hitting. That does mean it also hits Azar and also
and her, yeah, and
Bizarre
the
Move
Move
cavalry.
it back one space. It hits the honor guard that way.
I mean, I could. But I mean, I have it targeted exactly where I wanted to, and I've already made my statement. So
That's fair.
you can't.
Fair enough. This is
Blow your
funny.
fireball there. Let's cast a fireball there. You gotta cast your fireball there. No.
So, okay,
All right,
so
Thunderbolt Howl. So that is, they need to roll stamina plus resistance,
Yep.
-4 for them, and then minus size for everyone else. With a difficulty of 5, because that's my intelligence.
Mhm.
Battle groups, yep, suffer penalty of their size. Characters who fail suffer base decisive damage of essence, ignoring hardness.
Okay, so I need to roll stamina resistance.
Stamina resistance versus 5.
Yep.
Hello,
It's hard.
Isaac. Am I inside of this bubble?
It's very
All
loud.
right, I gotta get 5 on 5.
Who all is in the dome?
That is the medium infantry, the cavalry, the skirmishers on both sides, Milan and Azar.
Milan got knocked off his horse.
Fall off your horse!
It's not a botch. Be happy it's not a botch.
Yep.
It does not, because of hexes, it does not hit shield, but yeah, everybody in that box. So, Azar rolls? Azar's good.
Yep, just barely,
Yeah,
but good.
that's the AoE.
So the problem is actually that this is hitting so many people that the effect of it is significantly dampened.
Yeah. Just switch off the Doom music for this again, so I don't have audio fatigue. I'm trying to keep that more in mind with the war battles. So,
It hits this entire zone. I have figured out a way to get this represented.
So, the battle group, the medium infantry, just barely don't, and they don't have the willpower to spend. So, sucks to be them. That was
Also
the skirmishers on the left, also a failure, and horse.
Oh right, horses probably extra hate this. You know what's a famous thing horses are really good at? Loud noises.
Okay, so actually, that's a fantastic point, and anybody nearby, this isn't even a roll. The horses don't notice. They don't stop. They don't flinch.
Doom horses.
Doom horse.
Actually,
Doom
no.
horse is the perfect
okay.
organism.
Vampire masks for horses.
If you want bonus information, you can roll perception awareness if you are within 3 tiles.
Well,
So that would be Milan, Obsidian, and Repose.
What was that? What's awareness?
Yes.
perception awareness.
Perception.
Dope. I'm not
So
gonna
that's one
roll.
die for you, right?
I am not gonna roll at the likelihood that that is a botch.
My ears hurt.
Milan continues to get knocked off their horse.
My ears hurt.
Oh god, pain. So,
This
Repose
actually
can
does
act-
genuinely really hurt your ears. That deafens you.
So, yeah, Milan is temporarily deaf. The skirmishers on this, all of the enemy forces have taken a fair bit of a beating. Repose actually notices, because he is close enough to notice this, the horses do react, but their bodies keep going. Like the eyes bug out and the ears flail, but the legs keep running.
Meat puppets. These are possessed.
Yep.
The horse itself is still alive, but being driven.
And you can tell
By a
that a lot of the
parasite.
men, well, have their eyes just kind of like bug out and their arms try, like, fighting against an invisible force to try to grab their ears, but they're held down.
You can tell that they hate it.
So,
Yes.
okay. Going back into the damage here. Everything suffers at least 1 bashing damage. That's how that works. And then I divide my initiative evenly amongst all the targets here. Which means that
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had, 7 targets.
it does also have to divide into beneath evenly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
So-
that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
Right. It does not hit Azar, so that's ignored, but
Right, so 6.
yes. So I'm going to evenly distribute it so that Beneath only takes 1, and then everything
I
else
have-
takes at least 2.
I have marked down 1 bashing box.
2, technically. You get the base damage of 1,
Okay.
and then... Wait, no, it's base of my essence 1. So it's actually 2 base damage. Plus an additional 1. So you take 3 bashing damage from this.
Yeah.
And then everything else suffers
Take 4
at least 3, and then 4 of them suffer 2.
Okay.
So it's...
So what would you want the one that has the most damage to be?
I mean, it's the one, they're the epicenter, so they would have to be the ones to take,
Yeah.
take the most
Okay, take the most
alongside.
damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So out of 6.
So damage has been resolved and noted down on my sheet for the people resolved. And again, because this is a large supernatural damaging effect, which is an actual thing that influences morale rolls, and I already stated that their morale was garbage already, I'm just saying by fiat, no, I'm not rolling. They failed. They are bailing.
That's fair.
They're just like, nah, fuck everything to do with this. We're leaving. I don't care anymore. You can kill us if you want. You gotta catch us first. Bye.
Old man gives a big ol' smile and at the corners of his eye looks at what the rest of the unit is doing in response to this.
You're getting oddly used to the "Are you a god?" look.
Well, that's happened before. Still got a big smile for it though.
Oh yeah, no, you plan went with wild success. Azar, meanwhile, kind of flinches at the sound, but does not actually show any full signs of like damage or being irritated. The entire army around her, including the sergeant in front of her, meanwhile, did feel that damage.
I guess they'd also be one of the ones who took 2. Basically just
Yeah.
radiate out from the center, I think
Yeah.
is how it worked out.
And she has Doom to deal with, and is extremely done with these people, but is stuck in them, so... She... Okay, is that with her last hit? Okay, that is an actual magnitude ding, so I need to check and see if they dissolve or rout. Battle groups ranged. Yeah, willpower. Oh boy, are you in trouble? And I'm just modifying that by the appropriate modifiers. Wow, they hold together, actually. They go down one size, but they do not rout. However, that gives her time to run into the pile of horses. Like, literally, she literally just holds out her guandao, like, cutting down planks, just carves men in half, walking through them, and as their corpses burn behind her, just going through them like, I have bigger problems, get out of my way. All right, Yang.
I'm gonna just kind of like zoop on over here while still doing the banshee screaming. I'm just gonna start shooting people from, I guess, treetops.
Yeah,
Until
you would
they're
have. All right, so that would just be a withering attack.
I guess, yeah. Let's see here, withering is. Okay, so I guess I roll 9 dice for withering.
You should be rolling more than that for withering. Feel like.
It says 9 withering. Oh, wait, also there's my.
Yeah, your weapon bonus should be added
Yeah,
to that.
dex, archery, and whatever your crossbow is good for at short range, which is probably a lot.
Okay, well I have 10 then, and I forgot. I guess I've never earned that my crossbow. No, it says 9 withering.
No, I remember this from last time this came up. Your crossbow as an artifact acted weird and it didn't stick on your sheet. So, artifact ranged. It is a. Just let me pull it out of the equipment.
Is it a light, medium, or heavy? Or wait, no, all archery weapons have the same
Yeah,
accuracy.
Yeah.
So it is an artifact archery weapon.
Plus 5
So-
at short range.
Yep. Plus
Okay.
5 at short range. Yep.
All right. Boop.
Jesus Christ. Okay. You hit with, that is 5 threshold successes, so you roll your damage, plus 5.
Damage is so 18. Wow.
They have no soak.
I am ruling it as they are basically soakless at the moment because of all the shit happening.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're testing for a route too. My God, these people have more guts than I gave them credit for. Actually, no. Wait, hang on.
Wait, no, they don't.
No, I'm serious. I'm actually seriously sitting here and thinking, in this situation, with the elementals attacking, Dragonbloods attacking, and now a sniper, that they have no target. They have no response. There would be no response aside from just get out. Like,
yeah, like they might hold together, but still
they're holding
decide we are
together.
leaving.
They're gonna get out right in the front of those cataphracts. So have fun, boys.
Yep, that's the problem. That'll be getting on to their next turn. They don't get a free move to run away. They are holding together, but you can immediately tell, okay, we are going to be retreating in orderly manner, but we are getting the hell out of here.
Not routing, retreating.
Proceeding backwards in an orderly fashion, advancing to the rear. You can't be mad at us, boss. It's a strategic maneuver.
Says it right here.
All right,
This
Obsidian.
is right here. Fracture morale.
I need a moment.
Fair. Let me just switch back to the pirate for you.
Hey. Okay. Alright, cavalry. Yeah, we have the heavy infantry here. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, flurry action. Flurry action 1, directing Beneath's unit to continue moving forward, aiming specifically for the two-handed axeman.
Okay. The Javelineers or the Honor Guard?
The two-hand. Well, where is the Honor Guard?
This is
Alright.
the skirmishers, and this is the
Skirmishers?
Honor Guard.
Honor guard.
The skirmishers.
Okay.
Until they are routing.
We are within
we cannot
javelin
rush
range.
forward because then that's how you get pincered.
It's kind of like a drive-by through the
Yes.
through this gap right here, so you can just do the hammer and anvil crunch.
Yes. Second action as sort of a strategic maneuver. I'm gonna direct the regulars that actually have armor and weapons and what have you to form up on me.
All right.
Wait, no. No, I meant for Beneath to go for the infant, these, not the honor guard.
You said keep moving, but so I'm
Sorry.
moving, but the aiming is still
Yeah.
over this way.
Oh, okay, right, the range. Sorry.
Yeah, we attack and then move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the of the militia that actually have weapons to go with me, of the ones that are just there and have literally no training and no weapons, they are to spread out in sort of a encircling sort of method.
Okay.
My main intention here is I do not want them to actually engage. They would die.
All right. So,
But- But by spreading out is the intention of making the army look like we're encircling them, because from the distance back here, they might not be able to tell that, oh, those are just for show.
I'm not sticking with that crew.
okay.
That's why I jumped off.
Okay, so I'm just getting exactly where everybody would be.
And
I need to.
Those are my two directing actions. For me personally moving, I am taking that those armored ones, and I am engaging the heavy infantry.
Okay. And if that was the encirclement, they would probably be there. Okay.
And pretty much, like, especially like in sort of a system manner, like the people that literally have no weapons, they have like sticks with them. They are in the far back. People with actual weapons a bit more forward.
They're here in the forest, and then with a man.
Yeah. And yeah, so that is a flurried direction.
All right. So,
but I am expending my Earth Aura for Roaring Dragon Officer, which allows me to make a flurry action with no penalties.
all right. So roll your command roll for the boost to the attack from Milan's squad.
All right, and that is of course Wits War, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Charisma war.
Charisma war.
Either or.
The holy 10 of all the things on the sheet. Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah.
Devin.
I don't want to throw a wrench into this, but are we deaf?
Someone pointed out that you are currently deaf. However, this is an army where you don't give large-scale army signals to people who need to hear shit. You
Okay.
use flag.
Okay.
Like, I thought about that for a second. I was like, they wouldn't be relying on voice-shouted commands anyway. They would be, like, using a flag or a bugle or some signal to be like, go that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Semaphore.
And then this is for
It's
the
the guy
regulars.
that points the sword. He's big.
Oh, I'm gonna use a willpower on that one.
Sword.
I'm using a willpower on that second one.
He's pointing the sword right now.
All right, so the encirclement is kind of, as you can see from the gaps here and there, it's a little shoddy, but it is working as a maneuver of making them spread out and look more numerous than they are, and like they're about to move in and just swallow up the heavy infantry and just continue the sweep forward. So it is clear that the heavy infantry is just seeing this and going, oh, fuck. So, if that is your turn, in the meantime, the ranged levies, for lack of visible targets, will be all coalescing and firing upon the who would they actually be targeting? This is a scrum now. This is a full melee between you two. They would not be aiming at you. They would be aiming towards the the target-rich environment of the skirmishers and the fleeing medium.
Would sending out one general order also be another action, or?
Well, it depends on what it does.
I mainly just want to remind anyone now that routing is occurring. If somebody is fleeing, do not stab them in the back. They are no longer part of the fight.
That's a great reminder.
That would have been something. That would have been something that I would have instructed to the army before the fight.
And again, the archers are not deliberately aiming at them. It's more along the lines of, well, I mean, if one or two get shot in the back, it's not that much of a crying shame if we're aiming at the ones that aren't running. So, however, without the gigantic, fucking enormous boost to their accuracy that you gave them in the first turn, that is jack shit.
It's a 1.
That is not hitting. That is not hitting. That is not hitting. That is not hitting. That is just they are showering the entire general area with arrows to little effect beyond suppression.
Oh wait. Also, I have a really dumb question. I do not think this is the way it works.
What's up?
Roaring Dragon Officer is also an Earth action. That doesn't put me back into Earth Aura, right?
You remain in aura until something takes you out
Oh
of
shit,
it.
that's right. I don't expend it on this.
Yeah, you just have to be in it to use it to get the bonus. So it
No.
just keeps you in. Or did you use 2 different charms, or was it only that one charm?
That is just allowing me to make 2 commands in one
Yeah.
turn.
As long as you
and-
only use earth and do not hit bonfire of your anima, because then that puts you immediately back into fire.
Yes.
Okay.
It does not lock you out, it just immediately sets you to fire, and you have to get out of it again. So, the cataphractoi will be just kind of rumbling along, kind of seeing that there's infantry here, but noticing that they're just like, man, fuck this. They're already turning around and trying to get out of the woods and realize, that's annoying terrain. We could run them down and kill them, but there's still two things that are not running right here. So they're just barreling up the woods, and literally the sight of a heavy cavalry unit coming up around the hill in the forest on this flank of the unit is provoking a morale test.
Yeah, I would have directed them towards those units as well, this like action, but it seemed they were going that way already.
They just barely don't shit their pants.
Clang, clang, clang. He comes around the corner.
Oh no. The honor guard doesn't need to bother making it. So, Milan and the skirmishers.
Well, it turns
would
out
be
that moving
Angler.
every direction is bad, so the correct action is to just stay here.
It
That's
would
tactics.
be Angler's turn since I'm initiative 4.
Right, you got
You were 5 at the beginning. Well, whatever. Who cares?
I was.
honestly,
He's
it
going to
doesn't.
do
yeah.
one very simple move. It's very simple. He's going to use his excellency charm in athletics, and he wants to run 4 spaces if possible.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be with Azar.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
oh,
no. I'm going
Yeah.
in the forest.
Hello.
Yes,
That's provoking another morale check.
that's why I'm doing it.
Not running. Ah!
Why is one guy just calmly trotting towards them in the middle of the forest? Why is the forest not attacking
They're
him?
literally beginning to literally look at each other and be like, visibly, do we run? Do we run? Do we run? And the sergeants are like, hold your fucking ground! Like the sergeants are about to lose control of the situation just from seeing you.
Also, he's sitting like on the edge of that tile, so he's pretty much standing like ankle deep in water. All right, let's do this. Come on. Dampness, what are you doing here, bud?
Oh, you'll see.
I need to be
damn.
surrounded and dampened by the spirit of wet.
Milan.
You're already
Okay,
empowered by the spirit of wet
so-
behind.
Now, while the order was to attack the skirmishers that are to our left, I've got a bigger target. That's a problem.
Yeah, you don't have to follow that order.
Yeah. That was for the general troops. Milan gets to do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm currently putting together the amount of motes I need to spend on this.
I like where this is going.
All right.
It's a good move. I like any sentence that starts like that.
Let me figure out how much I have to spend for this is always a great way to start a sentence.
Okay, we're going with 9 motes as I'm
Cool.
just blowing excellency for lightning bolt attack.
All right, that it puts you at dim, I believe. Not quite glowing, but almost. Like level 1 anima.
Yeah, that puts me at glowing. All right, and also -1 for my bashing injury.
Wait, did you get your wound bo- Oh yeah, I suppose
Yep.
you would.
Milan, have you taken any
This was the first time.
any meat yet? Have you taken Iron Body?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good.
He would be in -2 if he hadn't.
I think I'm the only one who only has 7 boxes.
Okay, hold on.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's
Old man is the only one without Ox Body because he can't.
9 plus 13.
Soak of don't bother. Come back later.
Ooh.
So, what if I instead just never took damage, though?
Go home and be a family man.
Oh, yeah, we got the Dark Ska.
17. 7. There we go.
There we go.
All right, that is 2 threshold successes above their parry.
All right.
Sure, we can't just take the 17. I'm okay with the 17.
That is 3 damage to axes.
All right. Roll me perception awareness as well as you do that. Oh no, you need to do these guys do have soak.
All right, that is.
They have a soak of 8.
All right, that is 10% damage on the fire phase. I'll see myself out.
I hate you.
What?
I rolled Europa dice.
Oh, fucking shit.
Okay, sorry. Ignoring my joke.
No morale, though, so it is a draw. Retreat and take attrition.
It is raining.
Milan's mustache falls off.
Okay, I am sorry. What was the question you had for me?
They have soak. You need to roll that. You need to roll it as an 8 die rather than 15.
Oh,
they have
I'm
soak.
sorry.
I regret
That's
to inform you have to roll a
10
d10 to see if Milan dies on the spot.
Please, Milan is not the. Well, I suppose you get the better dice then. Okay. That is better for you. So
Yes.
And also roll perception awareness as well.
Okie dokie.
The goal of the bronze axe here is, in fact, to take Vienna at long last.
Let's willpower that to get 3 successes.
You see somebody in the back of that crowd who's looking a lot like somebody who fits the description of Hateful Eyes.
Ooh.
But how many body doubles does he have?
I mean, one of them just got knocked over by a lightning bolt, so there's, 10 or 11 more people.
All right, and because that was against a battle group, I don't get morale for. Don't get
You get 1 initiative.
one.
You get
initiative.
1 for
Okay.
landing the hit, nothing additional for the exact amount of damage.
Back up to 5.
Okay, meanwhile, the skirmisher battle group. 1, 2, 3, 4, That's a hit, and there's soak. And combined with old man's, is that enough? That is just barely enough to test their size and morale. So let's just call that. Wow, these people. They know what happens if they run away. I'll put it that way.
Hey, you have to at least give it to them that they're
They're fucking hanging in there.
yeah.
All right, so that.
Against all odds, you do in fact have to give it to them.
Heroic burials for everyone.
I think it's about time for the. First of all, switch over to villain turn theme. And I think it's about time that we accelerate this a bit. The important moves will be done here now. The honor guard runs beyond Milan into the mass of horsemen who have stopped dead now that there is significant opposition in the form of Repose and Azar, and go onto the same tile, effectively. We are now zooming into a tactical map. Because this is where the real fun begins. And let me just double check a couple of things, make sure. I have this set up properly.
I look forward to our segmented turns that take place on both the war map and the normal map each turn now.
God, I don't. Unless you really want that, I'm just gonna kind of hand wave y'all running into this combat.
Yeah, I think
scene.
everyone is just going to, on
Piling
some
on it.
delay, show up for the real fight.
Yeah, this is the war phase has basically conclusively shown you're going to win. So I'm going to be moving on to the tactics phase.
Time for blood.
Time for blood.
Blood fight.
Obsidian would be arriving late to this fight. More or less. No, more or less, Obsidian would put making sure the regulars of the army got out of there first before engaging with the fight.
Yep. So the first two people there by default. I'm glad multiple people have realized what I did.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say I'm mad.
But am I wrong?
I can't say that either.
So let's go back. And is this a lag situation? Or am I going to be getting a multi-ball repose? Nope, that just didn't work. Okay, so
Why do I like almost recognize that portrait?
It's
because
a
you do
Fire Emblem.
recognize it's the first Fire Emblem bandit in Awakening.
That's what. Okay, you have to realize it has been like 10 years since I played Awakening.
Okay, I didn't know if that was one of the ones you played again recently. I was like literally looking through. I need a big dumbass with a big axe. Hey, wait, Fire Emblem has those.
It sure
And
does.
The one that looked the most appropriate.
I'm both happy and sad you didn't use Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is too nice of a boy. How dare you?
Wallace would not be that bad. No, yeah.
But he's huge.
But he's a
huge.
good boy.
He's a good boy. Okay, so who, like, this is an open call narratively. Who wants to run in late to this fight, and who wants to be there when the fight starts mechanically?
I will be coming in a turn later.
I will be coming in probably a turn later because routes are dangerous. Obsidian is going to be giving like directed orders for the normals of the army to retreat because this is the this is the moment that we get the rest of the army out of here.
Okay, so Yang, Old Man, and Angler.
Yeah, I probably just start heading over there the second I see we're doing the thing.
The fastest I could get over there is with Manif because, I mean, I'm not gonna rush.
Yeah, okay, so probably Yang would be here sneakily. Just like, probably in bush disguise in the chaos. So I want to establish one thing about this scene, is that this is a very zoomed in section of the battlefield, and I am not representing the fact that there are two battle groups stacked on top of each other right now. This is the remnants of the heavy infantry are being represented here, and there are also horsemen kind of scattered around, some bodies scattered around. There is a lot more going on here. This is mostly an abstract. The important stuff is what is shown here right now.
This is meat terrain right now.
Yes.
I would have been able to get there in time. Yeah, I'd be there too. I'm not going to try to do anything fancy. Just I would be on the right-hand side, though.
Okay.
They're not going to get to Yang.
You don't know that.
So, let me just switch over the music again. As
Need
now,
to put on Look of Light's theme.
Yeah, come on, man.
no, this is a different kind of evil foreshadowing theme. Hateful Eyes, the bandit man, well, not bandit, I say bandit because I'm looking at the portrait. The self-styled emperor you have heard so much about is now across the field from you, behind the shield wall of spears and long spears. Gripping his axe in both hands with his retainers behind him, gritted teeth, clearly not happy in any way with the way the situation has gone. Would rather to have had anything else happen. Realizes he may be facing death in the eyes right now, and is refusing to blink at it. Didn't figure that Lysaea had this many friends!
He doesn't.
Huh. And why are you helping that wretch of all people? Azari is literally just kind of having her Guandao planted in the ground to the side, and is just unmoving, still fiery, staring at him. No responses. Kind of snarls at her and
And-
looks back.
Repose is no longer acknowledging Hateful Eyes, actually.
Mhm.
He's gonna saunter over to one of the dead horses, or at least near dead horses that's in the area.
Yeah.
To what degree are they still, like, trying to squirm after being knocked over?
Uncomfortably
Crunched
so.
Alright, so he's
Unnatural.
gonna give one of them a bit of a, positioning boot to get it more firmly on its back, and then bring the stick down, like, right into its chest, very firmly. And then there's just kind of a Killer 7 freeze frame at the moment of impact, and then it explodes into ash. Just gonna coup de grace one of these and soulfire cremate it. And
There is a
hopefully
horrific
get a
scream.
look at what falls out that shouldn't be horse.
There is a absolutely horrific scream as the fire burns away. A cloud of blood that actually rises up with the flames. Not enough to resist the cremating fires as it is evaporated. But the entire mass of horses around you begins to immediately respond with just going from kind of lurching to literally breaking their bones and dragging themselves and ripping themselves open, with blood beginning to leak out as they are wrenching themselves backwards. And Hateful Eyes seems rather taken back by this.
And Repose is just going to, after having done this with, let's see, just gonna mark down those motes. Actually, just look at the first of the front line of infantry here, whose eyes he happens to catch and just lock onto him. Normally, horses don't do that.
There's no response. Roll me Perception Occult. So, if blood is transferred by, or if doom is transferred by blood, and these people have been in the bloody battlefield for a considerable period of time, and they're certainly covered in a lot of blood that ain't theirs. Oh dear. They are now registering as Doomoids, and
Well-
it appears to be increasing in intensity. Actually, as you are watching them, you recognize that the eyes are beginning to grow panicked as their bodies are locked into position, as they realize that their bodies are no longer their own.
Can I do a cool superhero move?
Try. Go.
Can I throw the
Yeah, but I do.
anticoagulant bomb into this scene?
Yes, yes, you can.
Coagulant.
That would be outside of the joint battle. I would say you could just do that right now.
Yeah, I guess while I'm just running in here, I'm like, oh, we're doing the thing. Okay, then just I toss it in there as I see Repose punching people.
Okay, 1 second.
See if I can give them a chance to not turn into zombies and run away screaming.
Roll your throw roll.
So just Dex, gotcha.
Yep. Come on.
Don't fuck
Oh,
up.
wait.
You can use a willpower to boost
Use
that.
some power to boost that.
The anticoagulant bomb erupts, and as some of the soldiers breathe in, there is an immediate keening scream that is not their own from within their bodies as their jaws are locked shut and they begin to just tighten as their entire body stiffens. Hateful Eyes is now looking at his own men. Now Repose can tell, and Azar very clearly can tell as well from the look of utter contempt on her face. He's realizing exactly what he just bargained for.
He did not understand what he was receiving at all.
Yup. He is beginning actually to take 1 or 2 steps backwards before his own men, rigidly as one, with the exact same motions of limbs, grab at their waistbands, grab at their sidearms, pull out their daggers and begin to slice themselves open. Just carving their own wounds into each other, and like into themselves, into the people next to them, letting as much blood out of them as possible. As blood begins to flow out in a mass, in a horrific tide, as man after man after man begin to fall over, as the blood rushes out from them to escape the gas towards Hateful Eyes.
Well,
Can I try something here?
You have a split second to do it.
Yang is cackling over the scene.
Well,
More
is-
over his reaction to this.
did the spirit of dampness come with us?
I can
Would he-
say
would be here.
I can say if you asked him to.
I would have been saying, "Hey, we got to go deal with blood over there,"
Yeah, it's
since I would have
time,
been
let's
in
go.
the area.
I'm going to have to put a placeholder token. I'm going to reuse this one.
I'm
This is not what-
I'm only going to use him for one quick thing. So, the idea. I'm finding the move. Where is it? Whatever my dodge move is, I can't find it off the top of my head right now, which is using the standing and water move. I want to dodge through that whole range, pulling his water with me and wash away or cleanse the blood. I want to crank as much of my anima in the process as possible to try to purify it. Stop whatever they're doing. I want to
You
ride
have
him pretty
to-
much like on a surfboard on top of a wave.
All right. How much does that dodge charm cost?
2 plus 1 initiative per each time I would be dodging an attack. So again, I'd be using it way outside of its more normal range, but it's the biggest water move I've got.
So what I'm going to say is you are going to have to spend is it 15 or 20 motes to go from 0 to bonfire?
15.
You're going to have to spend 15 motes on this.
Done.
All right. You are able to immediately flare to bonfire as you just pump motes, not even in a particular thing, just getting it out of you to energize the air around you and become water, become one with the spirit of dampness, surf across it, just like literally in a kind of fucking like just dash through the entire cloud. And let's roll to see what happens.
Is that good?
That's good in one way and bad in another. You have successfully defeated the possibility of this being a multi-pronged fight in a certain sense. You have, however, very much forced a certain issue, as all of the blood that you dash through, that is coming out of the soldiers, is incinerated. It is brought into the water, and between you and the elemental is just purified and obliterated and realigned into its normal essence, as the elementals, you're not sure if this is one or many. They're all acting in a very cohesive manner.
Coagulative.
Is destroyed.
blood.
However-
blood.
Enough blood manages to get out of them to get to Hateful Eyes, that it begins to slide up his body, and before he can he's like trying to slap it off, trying to like wipe it off, get it off of him, cover his mouth, but there's nothing he can do, as it is a liquid that slides across his fingers, into his mouth, into his eyes, into his ears. And then all, and I mean all, of the blood from the dead bodies around the battlefield around him, not even the Doom blood, just all of it, begins to vacuum into him at a high speed as the elemental is drawing into its true form.
Blood,
Inside
blood,
of
blood, 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 blood.
One moment. So, the good news is that you have made this not a battle group boss fight. Bad news is that you're not getting away without a boss fight. And let me just move this. Hateful Eyes is now about 4 or 5 times bigger than he should be. He is grotesquely just filled with blood to the point where his skin should have ruptured a long time ago, but it is being held together with a horrible, impossible force, just forcing everything in, and the few ruptures that do happen immediately scab over.
See, that guy's using all of his blood.
You see, he had an infusion of 50,000 cc's right before the game. He has so much blood to play Mahjong with.
Hateful Eyes. The only thing that is now visible about him is his eyes, and instead of hate, it is unrelenting pain. As his mouth is distorted open by the sheer volume within him, wrenched open, and blood actually, like, almost vomits up out of his mouth to create a secondary mouth inside. So you're the ones that took care of Shivit's... the Lord of Dust. I'm not sure how you did that to his name, but quite well done. It is actually just very calmly regarding both Azar and Repose, clearly waiting for one of you to make the first move. And if it's not you, Repose, it's going to be Azar. So I'm giving you that choice.
He is in unflagging vengeance mode. He has nothing to say to this thing. He's just, yep, time for Zoom.
Yep, this is now back in join battle mode, using same initiative as before.
Not just carrying over prior initiative.
Yeah.
Alright then.
This is technically the same fight.
If you want to fill the turn order then.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, the tokens
cleared
on
since
the other map
technically
don't actually work on this one. Right, hang on. Add turn. Add turn. Add turn. And gotta pull you down. Add turn. So 8. And Yang was at 8 as well. All right. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes, fighting. So, just going to, do the move here and swoop right in and try to plant Yo Alpha Strike. Going for a paralyzing combustion imbuement.
All right.
And a full excellency on the swing. So for now, that is 10 modes out of the way, out of peripheral. Going to bonfire. As proposed, just kind of without hesitation, just zwiep and crunch. Laying into it.
All right. That is a 1 dice stunt. And as Chad just brought up, meanwhile, as you are rolling the dice, the entire allied and enemy armies see what is happening here. And the orderly retreats turn into routes, and the routes just turn into blind animal panic runaway. So, actually, Obsidian rolled me Presence War to make sure that the allied retreat is, like, not a complete freak out.
And probably add a bonus to that, because I gave, let's say, an order to when this happens, this is what you need to do.
Lasea is actually going to be rolling as well. He's not great at it, but he's going to be contributing.
Swing! Yes.
All right, that is...
So I take it that 10 successes is a crunch in there.
That is a crunch with 3 threshold successes.
Alright, so...
Hold up. What, one sec, hold up.
What's up?
Damn.
Okay. Dang.
But yeah, so if that was Liseia's role, I imagine exactly what happens here is he starts stammering to try and give a retreat order, and then immediately in this extremely loud booming voice comes Obsidian, completely drowning him out, just yelling, "Everybody get out, Doom approaches."
Yep. Just
And
like
alright. Damage. 7 bashing damage and setting paralyzing combustion. And since I have landed a decisive hit on a Doomoid, I will reflexively enter stance.
all right.
Meaning I
Just
will
a
reset
commanding
to 4.
presence of it is time for the higher ups to take care of business.
All right. I didn't actually explicitly roll the initiative for Mr. Spooky Scary over here, so one moment. Okay, that didn't impact anything yet, so. I need to move him to get the turn. There. It does mean he goes before Azar. So 7 bashing damage. As you swing into him and immediately just crack a horrible, just crushing blow to the center of his chest. That blood immediately just sprays all out of his mouth, all over you and all over his surrounding environments. And then
Gross.
it begins to get back up.
Ah, good. Fuel. Bloodbones.
The thing inside Hateful Eyes is still seems not that bothered by you. Certainly a good opening. How about this? So it swings in.
Alright, what
Do you
kind of
want
this is it doing?
This is a withering attack. Do you want to buff any of your defenses?
Now, hold on, just getting up to situation here. Yeah, alright, so with the form up and fighting a Doomoid, I have 7 parry right now. How large of a pool is it going to swing at me?
13 dice.
I'll just use base.
All right. Okay. That is exactly 1 over. So it gets
Alright,
1
so how much raw damage is it trying to do?
20.
Because with form up and against a Doomoid, I have 23 soak right now.
Yeah. So
With
you are
form
still.
up, Doomoid, and Vengeance all stacking on top of each other.
It is using its overwhelm. One initiative damage. So it literally just punches you, and you are no fool. If you were not just in your absolute element in every single way possible, that would have knocked you 30 or 40 feet. But you are in your element in every single way possible. So all it does is move you an inch.
Propose is just
That-
completely unmoved and unresponding, but there is like a bit of a visible mark where the impact landed.
That makes its kind of posture go from relaxed to, huh.
You fucked up.
Yang and Azar.
I'm probably gonna go pretty quick. I'm just gonna pop him.
So I will remind you of one thing.
Hey, what's that?
You have that sedative poison.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot that at him. Is it just a withering attack?
Mm-hmm. That would be a wither. Let's call that a. Yeah, no, yeah, that's. Let's call that decisive, actually.
Well, do I have the initiative?
do it,
to
it's can't.
on it?
You have 8.
It's a
Yeah.
good amount.
So it's 5th. So what do I roll in then?
That would be. You are rolling your raw attack roll, which would be 9 dice.
So just 9. Okay. 9d10. Yeah. Get that willpower.
Alright. So, How this works is that does not get through its natural resting defenses. However, it does not have to, because it is trying to contact at all rather than deal damage. This is
Yeah, I'm
a
just saying
poison.
center body, honestly. It doesn't matter where it hits.
So now, the relaxed posture in front of her pose begins to stiffen as it looks down. And Hateful Eyes' panicked, agonized look and the, silent screaming just kind of shuts off. And for a moment, it is almost gone slack before it pulls itself back up, clearly from the puppeteering of the blood inside. And now it sounds angry as it's looking over towards Repose. How dare you! I was using that!
You gotta load this guy.
That's my round, by the way. I'm glad his bad proposes, not me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Azar runs up alongside Repose as he is distracted by yelling at Yang, and he realizes again, oh, hang on, oh crap. 15d10, as she is still in Bonfire and is using her Excellency to go into a... No, she doesn't quite have a decisive, she's just using Withering. Oh, okay. Let us see. That is 13 over he's currently at, so that is 7 threshold successes. And let me just look at her damage again. One moment. I am juggling a lot of character blocks right now. Yeah, I had to double check that this was right. Oh. Oh, wait, no, Soak. Right, Soak. So that is just with her Overwhelm. And she uses Rotten Leaf Arrested on top of that, which, combined with the paralysis of the body, is now actually beginning to sincerely and severely hinder the movement, if not knock down, the creature within the body. So she gains 1 initiative, it loses 1. So she just basically, as same as Repose, no comments, no banter, no nothing, runs up and stabs it clean through with the Guandao. And this time the blood does not spray out, it immediately just cinches shut into a scab as she pulls it back out.
Every time
Angler.
the camera cuts back to either of these two, there's intense chromatic shift, extreme angles, vibrations, visible captions everywhere.
Since the blood is so focused on the monks in front, Angler's going to take an opportunity to, using what remains of the water, to slide, surf, whatever you want to have it, and a tight arc. I can't really show it here, but I can try. A tight arc all the way around the other side to get to attack this thing from the back. And as he goes in, how big is this thing again? 10 feet?
It's about 7 feet tall and 4 or 5 times the width of a normal person. It's got way too much blood in him.
Okay, he's going to hop off the this Skull Man over here's head and just do a flying leap and use his... Where is it? I have too many goddamn charms.
Someone should probably rattle those bones before they become a problem.
Well, I have an opportunity.
There is mechanic happening.
I'm using
Not
Swift
start the
Talon
game
Strike
from
to attack him from above.
Yep.
Crashing down on his head, bringing both feet down right on his second face? Mouth? You said that he had a second one, right?
He had a mouth made of blood that was emerging out of his mouth.
He's got a xenomorph second mouth going on.
Oh, no. We're shoving that blood right back inside then. No. Blood stays inside the body.
All right.
Squish it back. And I'll be using +5 charm, so...
That is a 1 dice count on that.
Yep. With Brawl Charm, all that fun stuff. You can make sure I've got this written down right for Falcon style. Yeah, okay. Yahtzee. That would be 18, 19, 20. 20 successes.
I'm just letting that hang in the air for a minute or two.
Crumb, what the hell?
I'm filled with the spirit of dampness. We are fighting a blood elemental. I am water. Come on.
Crumb, that was so good, I started coughing and hacking.
Scrolling to description of Repose's opinion of Angler, appending 1 exclamation mark.
Yes! Suck it.
Alright, so by the power of God, anime, a rider kick, and the spirit of dampness, you just almost got as many successes as you did dice on 21 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Is there a problem
Okay.
here?
That is 15 threshold successes.
Okay, that would bring me up to... What's his soak?
20.
Okay, that gets me to 9 then.
You actually get overwhelm against the enemy I was not intending that to be possible against.
Okay. I reroll all of those 2s because I am using the Falcon Takes Flight.
Sure.
That gets me to 7 successes.
Okay, so you don't crash him. Barely.
I was really hoping I would.
You were fucking close. As just narratively, he does look up as he hears the noise and just feels the elemental essence moving, and he's just... What the... As your foot is literally lodged inside of his mouth and you are standing on his head. There's just a very confused and alarmed set of...
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. I'm trying to push the poison further into his face.
So as you're standing on it, there is the incredibly strange sensation of there is absolutely no muscle tension. Hateful Eyes, the person, the body, is comatose. Like, extremely comatose. The hydraulic blood flowing, throwing him around does not care. You have a problem if you want to get Hateful Eyes out of this alive.
Sure. That is exactly what I want to do.
Well, that was brought up by several people who wanted information, but
We'll see.
we'll see.
Gotta go with the flow of battle.
Sending. Initiative is now reset.
Obsidian never had an intention of bringing him alive.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna roll initiative.
Yeah. Folks, we're now arriving late.
Your current initiative is being forward ported.
I mean,
Alright, if
yes,
you recall
but
what your
for
old one
mine,
was.
I'm new.
You know, like everybody in the battlefield was on the battlefield.
Yeah, like
already.
carry over the initiative that you had on the big map.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
Didn't Repose have
That's what we did.
completely-
Repose was that?
Repose came in with the giant pile of
Repose
ready to
came in
fight that he rolled at the
Because
start
he
of
had
the
been
fight.
with
Repose did it decisive.
All right.
Oh, so yeah, just now Repose opened with a decisive hit.
One moment.
I'm up in this corner because I'm coming from the northwest.
Yep. Alright, that should be everyone, I think, accounted for.
Bonesman?
Bonesmen, they're not using initiative.
Okay.
They're a mechanic. They're not a thing.
Okay.
So, it is a. Oh wait, no. It is Angler's turn.
Give me just a second here. I want to make sure I've got the right numbers for this. Yep. Okay, here we go. All right. I have exactly enough motes to do this. Oh, I got +5 on top of this, so let's make sure we got this right.
Blood.
He's going to rip his feet out of the blood, spinning up in the air. The first kick pulls him up in the air with me. The second kick slams him in the side, slightly pushing him towards the right. And the third kick comes crashing down directly on his face. And with a ringing cry, he shouts out, "Chesto!" And he's going to use...
Hey, motherfucker!
2 dice down.
He's going to be using his final capstone ability, which is Numberless Blows technique. 3 attacks, all at 5 initiative value, whatever you want to call it. Decisive. He's also going to be adding in on this, because he has a mastery ability of this, an additional +3 to all of the rolls via using his Tenacious Centipede technique, because he is uninjured. So each of these rolls to hit, and by the way, this also locks his overwhelm at whatever it is after I'm done hitting him 3 times.
Yep. I need to escalate this soundtrack again. I'm going back to the bit combat ska.
Need to make sure I've got
This
the
is
right
what I told you. Just get Luca Blight's theme. Luca Blight's battle theme is perfect.
Yeah, hang on.
You can't go wrong with the battle bongos.
The battle bongos.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. All right, so that... I'm just going to be rolling the 3 attacks before I do the actual damage, okay?
Yeah, okay.
2, 3.
Okay. Battle bongos it is. Okay, let me go look back. Okay, so that is a hit, and a miss.
A 6 misses?
Wait, no, right. Overwhelm didn't reset. Yeah, that hit. That hits.
Okay. I need to make sure I have the correct notes on this thing, because if I hit with multiple of these, it does more stuff.
Yep.
This might have actually been cut off a little bit from what it's got, but I'll just roll the 3 hits then, because I know that it does extra stuff. If
I
it
will
hits.
read it out to you. 1 sec. For numberless blows?
It might be on the motion of myriad legs, actually. First,
It is. If you make damage with at least 2 attacks before the final attack, it's unblockable. At least 3, the final is unblockable. Okay, so the last one is unblockable, so he can't use his parry against it.
yeah, unblockable and undodgeable. And with 4, it'd be the final attack is an ambush, but I'm not there yet.
Nope.
All right, so I'm adding in +3 to each of these damage rolls, so that's 8 each. Here we go. By the way, these ignore hardness.
All right.
1, 2, 3. That's 6 damage because I'm in centipede form, so 6 hit damage all the way through.
All right. More blood begins to ceaselessly gush out of him everywhere, creating more and more blood elementals that are swarming around him. This might be something to pay attention to.
I'm not the area of effect specialist. I'm also completely tapped. Oh, I'm in massive, massive banner at this point.
Yep.
7, 11. Yeah, I'm down to 5.
So we got 2 bonfires up against this. 3
Yep.
bonfires.
Yep, 3. So, speaking of, Zar, what do you do right now? Alright. She is going to be using a special move here. As you recognize this one as the... Oh, God. So, his defense is 0 right now, is what that means. You recognize this, Repose, as one of the moves that Azar, during your training sessions in your childhood, would bring out when she was done toying with you and was going to be like, okay, but I always win these fights, actually.
Yes.
I will let you think you win, but now I am actually going to try.
Moves for adults.
Yes. This is the I'm actually taking this remotely seriously and want this to be over kind of situation for her now. So, roll her current initiative. is a 6 success. Okay. Technically, she should have done this before Angler, but ultimately it doesn't particularly matter because this makes her act 6 turns ahead of what, like 6 initiative points ahead of when she should. So this actually makes it so she's acting at the exact same time as Angler, which yeah, okay, that works. So and doubles, yeah, okay. Gains 2 initiative if you act before all enemies. Immediately goes up 2 initiative points. And she is making a decisive attack. Whew. Alright, and the last part of this effect is that damage rolls 10s are doubled because of this. Good Christ almighty. Two, 3, 4, 5. As she...
One of you over there should rattle the bones. The bones are accumulating.
As she very casually just raises up the Guandao, and as Azar moves, and again, no one else is knowing what this is doing, but Repose's muscle memory is so instinctually burned into this that he recognizes the way she's planted her feet, and has to stop himself from, like, defensively crouching for a moment before, like, right, not at me. And then...
Dodge!
Literally faster than anyone can visualize. Faster than any of the eyes can track. She is on the other side... Well, on the other side of him, and the face section of where Hateful Eyes' face should be is gone. She has effectively tried to decapitate him, and would have if not for all of the blood and muscle in the way. As she stops and turns around and takes a stock of... Because she had been monomaniacally focused on Hateful Eyes. She turns around and looks around at the swarm of elementals, and Repose can see her eyebrow twitch, and is just like, need to be more aware next time. Ah, well. Okay, Yang should have done at a 3, actually? Not an 8.
Yeah, Yang did a decisive.
Yeah, I did decisive.
I need to readjust the initiative. So...
Back to back, young lady. Ha! Back to back. We're gonna get swarmed.
Obsidian Shield, your turn.
Is this an enemy group at this point?
This is sort of a battle group, but this is more a collection of not quite real in the mechanical sense mobs. Like, if you hit, like, this is something you can target to attack, it's going to work a little differently. I'll just say that up front. Like, thinning them out by attacking them is how this works, but it is not a... This is a battle group. Sorry for being confusing there. I was thinking about it for a sec.
Yeah, these are counters.
These are counters
Building up
for a
to
mechanic,
something.
but you can attack them.
I'm looking over my melee charms real quick. Give me a moment.
I'm a little salty that all that work I did to do that big 3-hit swing, and then she casually walks up and says, "Nope, I'm better."
She's bigger than you.
She really is.
She
is
literally,
what you aspire to be.
Congratulations, you picked up the subtext of what she did that for. Just like, nice move. No. Sit down, child.
Oh, you're
This is
trying.
I could have rolled
Now
better
learn.
than her. I just got really unlucky on my actual damage rolls.
But narratively, that was literally her going, oh, you think you're good at this? No. I do this for a living.
stupid better than me. Super cool looking. God, I hate her so much. But it's like when the worst person you know makes a good point. It's like, I can't hate you for what you did, but I really want to.
You know, your aunts can probably do this or something analogous. If
Yeah,
you
oh no,
try
yeah,
and
no.
look
Your
at them-
family can
Okay.
probably do something to this.
Oh, I know.
So, rushing into the battlefield, Obsidian surveys the area immediately, goes, piss. As he realizes exactly what's
fuck.
going on as these idiots are in their fucking, blood fury over there.
Feud, blood violence.
Rushes up in between these two. And in the similar sort of, because withering works for dealing with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Takes that similar stance and swings his sword down in the two quick hits for Crimson Fang Bite. But then the bite that you kind of see there lingers for a moment as he sort of rips the sword kind of like across the throat, if you had to imagine it's there, and almost tries to throw one of these bones into the rest of the group, as I follow that up with Crushing Demon Wolf Bite.
Yes, good.
So to explain, because this is a whole lot of points that I am blowing. Okay. So, first attack aspect of this. I have Demon Crushing in here twice. I have to just remove one of these. Yes, this one is, I believe, labeled incorrectly. Alright, so initially, Crimson Fang Bite. 3 motes, 1 willpower. Add the higher essence strength. Higher of essence or strength to the raw damage of a withering attack.
So
Or
5.
yeah, or other stuff to a decisive attack, but I'm not decisive. Actually, I think my strength is only 4. No, yes, my strength is only 4, but still, that is the higher. So that is on the. Right there. I am getting lost in my windows.
Most of my pauses have been me juggling a million notes.
Okay, so I make the withering attack, and to the raw damage that happens at the end. Okay, so after I make the attack. And I'm also, because this is my big move for this part, and then we will see what happens afterwards. I am also stoking bonfire this.
All right.
You get add bonus dice to melee for 1 mote each. So that's a bonus 5 on top of this. So this is going to be a withering attack of 16. Alright. Oh, that's 6 with a 4 to the raw damage. And then Demon Crushing Bite is add stamina overwhelming to a withering attack.
Well, that doesn't count right now. Overwhelmed. So, right, that is very relevant. So you get 6 threshold successes because his defenses are at 0, plus your bonus. What's your damage right now?
13.
Okay.
That's at base.
13 plus 6, that's 19. That's still under his soak, so you'll be using your boosted overwhelm.
Well,
Whoa, these skeletons use his base? Whoa.
Yeah.
We're knocking the elemental out of his body.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
this
all
is-
had said it out loud. You are
You are
only
not-
making this problem a more spread out problem.
okay, so this is just going to be
This is one enemy.
Yes.
This
Liquid.
I
This
thought they'd be a
just-
little bit more fragile. Okay.
okay. So
No,
this is
you're
just going to be a
literally
60
splattering the creative liquid all over the ground. You're not doing anything to it.
You are creating hit points for us to
Yeah,
attack.
stamina overwhelm to the attack, so it's just gonna be 60-10 because it's minimum 1. Alright, fuck. Yeah, I thought it would be tanky, but I thought piss ass.
No, you
Alright.
went all out, and you were correct to go all out.
This is a 6.
Congratulations.
So that is 2 with the raw damage from the first move. That's gonna be 6 damage.
All right, that actually gets a considerably more frightened and angry response. This is withering, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
so
as the sword fucking goes, catches on fire. That's the thought I had.
yeah, okay, so yeah, you can add 6 to your initiative tracker as this gets a decidedly more annoyed and frightened kind of reaction from the skeletons, which had been kind of just drawing in on themselves and waiting, and kind of just literally had kind of just been seeing how long it would take for the people to notice it was a problem, and then you show up and literally just fucking home run bat one of their heads off so hard that it actually staggers backwards into the cloud of coagulant that Yang had set up, immediately calcifies and falls over.
Okay. Alright, I have to figure out how much I just fucking spent there. But yeah, by the way, the reason that my sword ignited when I did that is because I came in, did that, and just fucking burst into flames. That is
Immediately bonfire.
Yeah, that was immediate bonfire. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then with the masterpiece, that was 11 motes just spent there.
Yep.
Now, Milan, and then everything is happening at Initiative 3. Party at
Yes.
Initiative 3.
What is what's her face's bonfire?
Bonfire.
No.
It's fire.
What is it? It's just fire. Okay.
It's fire.
Oh, well,
A lot of
it's
fire.
okay. Specifically, you know how Repose turns to porcelain, and like the sandstorm is around him. For her, it's more like a porcelain got left in the kiln too long and has begun to crack, and the flames are coming out of it as the pottery is destroying itself.
Yeah, as an aside, I also subtracted 1 initiative from my total because I need to spend initiative to do that as well.
Her face looks like a porcelain mask that is falling off as the fire is just burning out through it. And that is one hell of a manic smile on her face, actually, as she sees what's actually going on.
All right. Well, as Milan comes in and sees his allies beating this thing up at... Well, piss.
Oh, no.
I would just, yell at Vaneve, damage control.
I'm gonna need some help with this. Spending 10 motes. Which also takes me up to bonfire.
There is only one non-dragon blooded here, and he stays at a safe distance. Everyone get
Yep.
loud.
Everyone, get in here!
Alright, that is 5 successes on Withering. Do I need to spend a willpower to actually do something, or...?
To hit the skeletons?
Yeah.
Right now, no, because their overwhelm is locked because they're the same damn thing.
Okay, so they're locked and I just hit.
Yes.
Oh, now they're at -9 actually at this point because she took a swing and Newbie took a swing.
They're at
Yep.
0.
Yeah,
They have none defense. It's fine.
no defense.
It doesn't matter for anyone but Angler.
Me.
Exactly how deep it is.
Yes.
Okay. What's their soak?
Their soak is 20.
20 soak. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my minimum pool, I imagine.
Yep, you're going to be using your overwhelm. I will call to attention that when Obsidian smacked it into the cloud of coagulant, it just immediately was like bleh, and fell over. For future planning.
Okay, that is at least 1 hit.
Okay.
Now, I don't get that initiative.
No, you don't.
To probably draw like a line along the battlefield here. We got beneficial
Yeah.
blood cloud in the bottom. Yeah.
Yes. That initiative goes to your new friend.
To my option.
Speed
I'm
up.
sorry, what? Hell yeah.
So it starts at 3 and gets your bonus initiative, right?
Yeah, it gets the damage, so it'll be
Okay.
at 4.
Oh
But it
boy,
does not-
another
it
initiative
won't-
3 friend.
Won't act this turn because I just created it.
Okay. I believe it is now time for the clusterfuck on initiative 3.
Can I go again? My plan's just to do a withering attack and get some initiative back.
Yeah.
Free.
So 18, or was it? It was 15. Boop. I'm just gonna shoot whoever's the fuck man. That guy.
Okay.
Well, it has defense of negative a bajillion, so yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna hit.
that's 6 threshold successes, so add 6 to your withering damage. That is 5 initiative, and you crash the body. So that is 5 more initiative, actually. You gain 10.
Yay!
The body finally, after just relentless pummeling, actually collapses because the structural integrity of his legs is beginning to fail. So that would
Someone else
be
crashed him before I could crash him.
Old Man.
Oh, finally, jeez. So these blood elementals have the same soak as Hateful Eyes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Well,
it's
the
high.
thing inside Hateful Eyes that has not announced its name because it learned from last time.
Yeah, so it's high is what we're getting at.
Yeah,
They have
yes.
high soak.
Big
Yes.
soak.
Perfect. Okay. So I could start charging up to do a big ol' blast or whatever, but that's not very effective without any initiative, so I'm gonna have to do at least a couple of regular ass attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and show off some cool new moves. My attacks all have innate long reach now, which is
Yep.
something. What that actually means is just it negates what is it? Mounted advantages. I'm anti-cavalry is the idea with just my feet.
Old Man is
But-
now enemy horse.
Yes, but now I can also do some other cool shit, like extend my reach out to short range instead of just close range. So I can attack any of these motherfuckers from here, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
And with that in mind, I'm actually going to go ahead and... so Old Man's going to do a cool new, like, twirling spin over to here, getting a good bit of it, like, momentum going off of at least 2 spins. And then in the middle of that, I'm going to activate a move off my Wood Dragon Claws to spend 5 motes and then transform it into a piercing attack.
very good. 1 die stunt for how cool that is.
As he swirls around and then, like, his leg not only starts to stretch out and get long, also the Wood Dragon Claws begin to, like, the Geta sharpens and also gets longer and just becomes this long, like, wooden lance coming out of his leg. And then he just kind of whips it around and then tries to spear through as many of them as he can, which mechanically would just be 1, but you know what I mean. Alright, well. I need to spend, I believe, a piercing attack combined with that extended range is actually going to put me at 0 initiative from spending it.
You
But
can't
then-
spend yourself to 0.
You can't spend yourself to 0? Hold on. Let me just double check this, make sure which one of those costs 1, which is one of them costs 2, or if they both cost 1 or 2. Or if piercing attack is even something that would cost initiative, it might actually just be defense.
Mm-hmm.
Piercing is a thing that pops up roughly 5 million times in the charms list.
Yeah, hang on. Let me look for you as well.
1 initiative on the piercing attack. Okay. And then long reach on this. 2 initiative on that as well. Dang. So I actually can only choose one. So I can move like cross this band and then go ahead and just go
Yeah.
into. Do
And you can like narratively use stretchy arms, just not turbo stretchy arms.
Stretchy leg.
Yeah.
Hey,
Old man has ascended to long man.
It's true. Long man. Okay. A piercing attack also lowers the attacker defense. Okay, I lower my defense and also spend one initiative. But I also ignore Force Soak.
Yep. That's relevant.
All right, well, let's roll the dice. 8 successes.
Okay, so that's 8 threshold successes.
Excellent. Gotta love that stuff. All right, so a withering attack. I forgot to include my accuracy. Hold on. I think that's another 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, okay, so an additional 3, so that's 11 threshold successes.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty good.
So that is 11 plus your damage, versus his current soak of 16 because of the piercing.
Okay, so I have... My damage is 11, so I added 11 on top of that, minus 18. Something to minus 16. So 3. I've got 3.
Okay, so 3. So you roll your 3.
Alright.
The
Did I
fact
say
that
3?
you are
6.
hitting...
I said 3, I meant 6.
6, okay, yeah. The fact that you are hitting this thing at all as a mortal is awe-inspiring.
Well, I only get 1 out of it, and I actually just get back the 1 I spent.
But you also put him further into Crash, and also, more importantly, a mortal just hit me! And I felt it!
Yeah?
What the fuck?
yeah, more
Old man is
so than
represented.
hitting him or doing damage or making the numbers bigger. You just insulted him.
It's true.
Yeah, like, you literally have the entire, like, literally the
spend,
entire
willpower
swarm
on
of
this,
blood
right?
mass outside the body turns to look at you. Just like, oh no, that's not how this works.
You can't spend willpower on damage, right? On, like, withering damage?
I don't think so?
Because I
don't-
would if I could.
I don't think so.
I think willpower only applies to when you are rolling your skills,
Attack.
your
Yeah,
stats.
that's fair.
But speaking of,
Okay, well-
so we've had a chance to learn about the nature of the beast here.
Mhm.
And Repose has had a chance to have, flashbacks to important training sessions dragged out of his nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Loudly enough to get above the just background level of rage. And there sure were lessons about what you are supposed to do with fighting a fluid being. Because, an animal, it's made of many very tangible, solid parts that, you break those, or sever them, that throws off the whole working mechanism of it. But something that is liquid is not defined by any particular arrangement of itself, but by its overarching prevailing flow and current and rhythm, pulse, blood, heart, beat. And hey, earth anima and how it goes about harming things is vibratory. There's a small earthquake going around localized at Repose right now. So Repose is going to kind of, take a deep breath, firmly slam one foot and then the other into the ground, firm up his stance, and then strikes his hands off of each other and just sounds a perfect ringing note as he gets his body aligned, and then just lays into this thing, just drumming a beat on its exposed gut.
That
With
is a
attacks.
perfect narrative weakness, and one of the ones I was considering was interrupting the heartbeat, which is the body, so you get 3 dice.
Alright then. And so this will be a Rotten Leaf of Rested, but no Excellency dice, so a net gain of 1 mote. Just bank them where you can for later.
Yep.
As we begin to play the drums.
Here now are the real battle bongos.
Alright, so hit with 3 threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So, base damage is 16, which, yeah, he has his outlandish soak, so
Yeah.
I'll be using my 7 overwhelm for Rotten Leaf. Alright.
Yep, that's a tap and Rotten Leaf.
So he prone.
And he is prone, and more importantly, so is all of the rest of him. By correctly identifying the sympathetic link between his body as the centralized heart from which the rest of the blood is flowing currently, you've knocked the entire thing on its ass. And I believe that's everybody on Initiative 3 who has acted.
Fairy dampness to the ground.
Alright, let's see. He's on the ground. Got his current health levels. What does he do?
Needs to suffer flux from having, like,
Right, yeah.
bonfires.
The first
mesh
ball-
with him.
Yeah, that's 1, 2.
I
I'm just
had-
count.
I had stepped away from a bit. Did Yang take an action in between?
Yes.
Holding?
Yes.
Okay.
Yang fired some
Yeah.
bullet.
Yang actually crashed the body and showed important feature that
Nice.
led to this. Led Repose to realize, wait, this thing is a heart. Just punch it, give it a heart
Nice.
attack, and the blood stops.
Nice.
So, first of all, 1, 2, 3. I'd say Milan is just. Well, no, actually, hang on. Everybody in the blood range is in the blood range, so everybody's in bonfire. So, all right, that's 3. And I forget that's withering dice, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. -7.
Hateful meat is going even deeper into death.
At this point, there is an almost visible recognition in the stillness and the lack of straining against this. And oh, right, hang on, it's also combustion. Oh god, right, it's combustion.
Yeah, the
And this
paralyzer is
the
in
first
there.
time this has actually mattered. Oh boy, I need to double check how that works again, because something very large is about to happen, actually.
Three dice of aggravated damage, ignoring hardness, is the
And
additional.
it's the spread part that I'm thinking of. Or did you not use Lone Spark?
I did not
No, you
use
did-
Lone Spark yet. I am rebuilding initiative to prepare to spark, since I still need to get through its hard. Well, it's crashed, so it doesn't have hardness right now. Whatever. Playing the drums. Everyone gets a chance to do the thing.
Alright, so it is beginning to cook from the inside out. It is realizing that today is a very bad day. Today is a very not good day for this. It has a little more sense than its former brother of dust. You can feel it trying to discorporate. That is its entire turn, because that is the only thing it can do on a turn it is trying to discorporate. It is going, oh fuck this, I'm out of here.
Can we do anything about that?
You have one turn to kill it, or it's going to be incorporeal.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean that it gets away for free.
If only someone in your crew also knew how to, like, take a spirit and nail
Stuff
it
it
to
in
the
a
floor for a
box.
minute.
Alright, Yang.
So he's got a dick, right? Like the heart, whatever his weak point is.
The heart has a dwindus
Yes.
of some sort.
I'm gonna
Yes.
decisive attack the dick.
As a doctor, Yang knows these things about anatomy.
As a doctor, you're not supposed to have that. Well, there's your problem. You're a whole heart, and now you got a dick on it. I gotta get rid of that.
So with decisive attack, do I get anything special every 13 initiative?
From 13 initiative, you're dealing 13 dice of damage, and there is no hardness at play. So that is, you roll your 9 dice to hit, and you need any success at all because he's locked. Because
at all.
so now you roll 13 dice.
All right. Boop, boop, boop.
That was very close, but not quite.
Someone else who is angrier at this thing can tear its dick off.
No. Here's the thing. That, like, I was more referring to killing it, but like, in terms of shooting his dick, oh no, the arrow goes straight in the dick, and it is paralyzed. It is comatose. It is envenomated. It is pummeled. It is supernaturally bound, and you still see the fingers just kind of twitch inwardly in a grip, just like ah. Why? For a moment, you actually realize, of all the things, of the fire burning inside of him, of most of his face being chopped off, of the poison, of the pummeling, of the boot going all the way into his spine, it is you shooting him in the dick that briefly woke Hateful Eyes back up. He is conscious for the briefest moment to realize, oh, and then re-embraces the void. Obsidian.
Take us to the hoop.
Let me look at my charms.
Yeah.
All right, this guy's out of here at the end of this turn.
Yeah, he will be bailing. He will be in.
trying.
Actually, no. I need to be more specific. He is using Hurry Home, so he will be incorporeal and teleporting at the end of this turn. So you need to either make sure he can't do that or kill him.
One moment, I gotta make sure if I can do something else real quick. Gotta go look at a couple skills real fast. I had a different move.
If we want to subdue him, I have a thing. If we want to kill, that's up to other people. But I have an option.
I wanted to kill this guy, and now I double want to kill him.
We
I
punch
wanna
out
hear your
all of
option.
his blood.
I want to hear your option out of character first.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got all that poison coursing through his veins. I want to use Agony of 100 Health technique on him and activate that poison double time. Yeah, I want to put him to sleep. It's just going to really, really hurt.
I'm gonna do it.
That's the whole thing. Is the poison is affecting Hateful Eyes. The elemental doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but if he's way asleep, it might pull the elemental away so that he can actually be saved as everyone dogpiles the elemental.
Fair. Yeah.
I am. Wait, do I have this? Hold up. This matters on if I have this or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I got Warm Face instead. Fuck.
Oh, were you trying to like bait him into staying?
I was gonna use the bait Sparking Bonfire.
Unfortunately, that would not work because
Howard.
the way Hurry Home works is that he activates it and then it just goes off on the next turn. He
okay.
can't turn it back off. He can't say no.
There is one more thing I'm gonna try and do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is probably going to make both of these have way less chance to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to flurry a taunt into an attack action.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So he's focusing on all these assholes all around him, and then out of nowhere, he's just gonna hear this booming voice from behind the massive figure that is Brother Repose. And all this fucking massive skeletons are just, hey asshole, how does it feel to have all your plans fall apart at the last second?
2 dice stunt, because that actually massively makes this thing in particular mad.
And how does it work for flurrying? Is that a -1 on both of these? So it's
-3, I thought.
-3. Oh,
I need to double check that.
yeah. I guess a -1 would be too lenient.
Clash. Through yonder combat sheet. Yeah, flurry is a -3 penalty to both actions and -1 to your defense.
Whatever. I'm comboing this with unbearable taunt moth to the flame. Just I'm gonna piss this guy off as hard as I can. And is that a -1 on the roll or to the number of die I get?
To the defense value.
Okay.
So like if your parry is 5, it is now 4.
Oh no,
Until
I meant on the actions.
Oh, the actions is a -3
To what?
to the roll.
Okay, so on my successes, you -3 from the successes.
No, from the dice.
From the dice.
From the dice. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure on. All right, well here we go. That's with 2 extra successes on top of that because I'm using the excellency.
All right, you've got this thing's undivided attention on you as it is beginning to ripple and figure out.
As he turns, he just sees more or less what could best be described as a comet coming flying through the air as I'm coming down on his head with just give me get the right name of the word the move here because I always love the name of this. Burning Fiery Wreath.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ignore strength divided by 2 hardness. And is the only decisive, or one of the decisive moves that allows you to double 10s.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was just the hardness ignoring, you don't need it. Double 10s? That's relevant.
Okay, so that is strength plus melee, which is 9, and I'm going to use Stoking Bonfire, which gives me an extra die, so that would be an even 10.
Okay, that hits.
But no, that was the previous roll.
Oh, I just heard a click and saw a dice rolling reflexively.
Oh, hello.
Ooh. Man, it's a shame that there isn't threshold successes on this decisive attack, but yeah. You hit. You sure fucking hit.
And just remind myself how decisive attacks work. It is what?
It's your initiative plus any modifiers on that.
Yeah, the damage part of it is your initiative.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I saw the decisive. That is what I roll to hit on decisive attack. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
On my character sheet. All right. 11 D10. Do I get negatives on this too?
No,
Okay. Well,
you kill Hateful Ice's body. You may narrate how you do so, but the body is dead if the elemental is not.
like a hot knife through butter. The sword comes down as the meteor, as the comet is coming down. The sword ignites and just cleaves in two. Yes, Tamarsh.
You hate to see it, and yet you love to see it.
The elemental is now fully discorporated into its fluid form all around you, and it's seemingly redoubling its attempts to just get the hell out of here. But now it
you're
is
not
also
running.
fully vulnerable. Azar notices that, and Azar has an idea.
However, all right, so yeah, Azar is sees that this has happened. Repose is gonna kind of give a look over to signal to her, like kind of, come on, we can't not, we gotta do the, we're right here, we gotta do the move together.
Yeah.
When are we going to both be out of the house at the same time in slaying position? Just all with no words, just the look of come on.
No, like when you give her the look, you notice that she was about to give you the same look and has maybe the warmest smile on her face that you've ever seen in your entire life. Of just like, there's my ward. As she just lifts up her guandao, like still making contact with you, but as just begins to spin it as gold fire enwreaths it for Lone Spark lights the conflagration.
Team up on this, and yes, just for the love is
You
too
might as
strong
well
a
at the
word,
same
but
time.
tolerate each other. You know, heaven-splitting, earth-shattering fist here. Reluctant acceptance of each other's presence. Family strike.
You might as well do this at the same time because your turn is next. Alright, so she rolls her attack. Just doesn't need to fail. That is not a failure. I'm not re-rolling that. Her adds damage equal to her essence plus her occult versus a creature of darkness. Versus a non-trivial creature of darkness, the light emanates out to strike every other creature of darkness within medium range. Each one an additional die of aggravated damage, plus an additional die for every 10 on the first damage roll, ignoring hardness. Those damage begin to suffer the effect of paralyzing combustion imbuement. So,
This hand, the light, etc., etc. You've heard this before.
we did the bit. So, our damage die are...
So the 9 additional dice carry up, well, up to Essence Occult of those additional dice carry over into the decisive damage when they normally wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. So, 1, 2, 3, 4...
Yeah, meaning 8 in this case, so...
Okay, and I will roll the cascading bonus damage. 3, 4, 5, 6,
All
7,
the
8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Yep, that was the full spread. Yes, I did plan it, so there would be exactly 13 of them when he died. Well, no, 14.
There are 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yep.
14. Okay, yeah.
We already killed one, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, one of them got lost somewhere. I did the math wrong somewhere, but it don't matter at this point. 14 D10.
Nice.
And here comes the biggie!
Ah!
Double 10s on that as well, considering the nature of this thing. That is 5 plus 7 plus 14 is 26 decisive damage. Instant kill! Before it can evaporate, the two of you just strike out as one as the glory of the unconquered sun flows through your weapons, cascading through the blood like a purifying wave of fire. And one by one, they just completely disintegrate.
Well, that's 2 down. 3 more to go.
I didn't have better celebration music on hand, so I just went back.
Fine, it works.
It works.
And as the mist settles from all of that, Repose just kind of lets out, one might actually believe, a breath he has been holding for like the entire day, and is immediately kind of de-escalated back down to his usual posture, and looks with pity on the stain on the floor that used to be Hateful Eyes.
Azar stabs it. It spits. Good riddance, still fool.
Suppose we'll allow Azar to be walking away before just kind of giving a quiet utterance of, I'd have preferred you died on Monday.
So yeah, just the battlefield is almost eerily quiet now, with both armies running the fuck away in opposite directions, and the sudden clamorous ringing of battle coming to a very abrupt halt after a bunch of screaming and burning.
Mere dozens dead. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, considering this was a battle with about 3,000 people in it, the fact that there were maybe 50 casualties tops
Kind of a miracle.
is unreal. Like, Obsidian, you like are fucking partying on the inside, considering how bad this could have gone.
It's
Alright,
a
then.
damn Smith's miracle, everyone.
On accomplishing unflagging vengeance, I get a bunch of willpower back.
Yeah.
Young man, what day is it?
It's Damsmith, sir.
Fuck.
No, that's in character.
Angler's just gonna lay down on the ground, just relax.
And
He
with
is
that,
tired.
as an aside,
Yeah, you all just basically blew through all of your motes in that fight.
I didn't.
Oh,
I only used.
oh, yeah.
Shed the intimacy gained from this charm and gain to will. Not only is Repose entirely relieved by victory, he is just no longer mad at this man. Problem was solved. You're fucking dead.
Yeah, is anyone's ears ringing? I say his blood is trickling down Milan's ear.
hey Yang, can you
Triage time!
Intelligence medicine roll. Somebody's eardrums got busted.
I
Also,
would
I'm
be-
gonna say, the fact that you recruited Azar made this fight go so well. Just period.
You're fine. Put some spin in it.
Planning. It's very
And-
important.
Yeah, no, this
Going-
was... I let this be a curb stomp compared to the last boss fight because you planned this so fucking much. I was just like, yeah, no, they deserve to corner this thing and fucking stomp on it.
going to
best.
spend the 7 experience, and Obsidian has 5 in war now.
Just to one character note to have out of the way here: the extent of the two of their interactions, now that the Doom has been slain, is Repose will reach quiet speaking distance once, and just mention we should try to do this more often.
It would be ideal if we didn't have an excuse to, but yes.
Oh, one more thing, because I still have motes, and
Peace upon you in this and every season. And off we go.
presence.
Roll me read intentions on that Repose, actually.
Oh,
Nope. If anybody else is watching that interactions, you may. Otherwise, nope.
I'm getting triaged.
Angler's looking up at the sky. Actually, at this point, he kind of puts his fist over to the side, and he's waiting for the fist bump from the dampness spirit. Water to
There is
water.
a very moist fist bump in your direction that kind of squishes against your hand.
Totally worth it.
I want to do a move.
Go right ahead.
Something comboed with appearance, I assume, or not appearance, presence. And let's do appearance. I am attempting to create a spectacle.
Mhm.
I want to project my banner into the air, almost as a pillar, and just as loud as I can yell, just say, "The axe has fallen."
Oh, I love that, actually. Let me go with... Let me look at your sheet again. Yeah, let's go with appearance performance +4 because your anima is giving you dice.
Okay. And wait, actually, so it's okay. I can buff this by 1 with the thing. So that's gonna be 11 d10 7 s. Oh, that's 19, not 10. So that's an 8.
You are fairly convinced, if in a metaphorical, if not literal sense, that for a brief moment, the fire of your anima literally touches the fucking barrier of heaven, as it just scrapes the sky, as you roar out your victory to the world as an announcement. Just, the axe has fallen. And as you scream that out, you just feel an almost metaphysical weight on that. Of what nature, you're not sure, but you just proclaimed something big.
Is that good?
How about the fighting
You don't
is
know.
over? Well, the moment his anima is appropriately cooled off to tolerable levels, Repose will find Moat and reach into the basket that's still been with him the whole time and remove the remaining bird. Moat stayed safe the entire fight. Moat gets a prize.
Moat is just kind of like swishing his tail back and forth, just like, yeah.
And
I wasn't
go.
really gonna fuck with any of that, but yeah. So, honestly, I didn't really have much else for the wrap-up, so this might be just a good spot of just
Roll credits.
roll credits
Roll
and
credits.
aftermath of this arc.
End of Act 2?
End of an act of if we're dividing acts by essence, then no, but if we're like major antagonists and major threats, then yeah.
Okay.
End of
So-
the Bronze Axe arc.
End of the Bronze Axe arc, yes.
Well,
Hey,
we got
check
a little
out
bit
this
of
shit I
cleanup
can
still.
do now. Old man rolls in athletics and jumps like sky high. Full range bandies, Tripoli.
I can do that.
Would old man jump, or would he just take a really big step?
Hey, it's success is to jump really high.
Repose will be methodically shuffling around the battlefield, finding every identifiable human remain and putting the business to it.
Yep. There are, as like Repose is actually struck by how few deaths there are. There were, because of all of the almost immediate routes, there were a lot of wounds, but no one really had the chance to die on the battlefield unless they were killed immediately. And most of that was Azar's fault.
In the middle of starting to rev up to the rights, just hears a bit of like a groan and a splurt, and then just gives a quick shout, "Gang, this one's alive! This is
like one of
yours,"
the-
and then move on
Ow.
immediately to someone else.
Literally, it's one of the people that Azar cut the arm off of from the Bronze Axe side is still alive, and it's just like, when you came over to do the rites, it was just like, playing dead out of terror, but then you realize, wait, hang on, this isn't going, wait, well, you got a pulse, holy shit. Hey, Yang!
Hey, where's your other arm? I could probably fix that.
He just kind of
This
blindly,
looks like it works. Yeah, this one fits.
just kind of blindly gropes around, and his hand settles down on an arm that has very solidly been cauterized on both ends of the stump.
Oh, good job. All right, put that here.
Alright, so you're not actually going to get this arm back to be functional without the Wood Essence Medicine Charm that lets you do that, but, like, you can make sure this amputation is not going to end badly, and give it a good shot for a prosthetic.
Yeah, pretty much.
All sorts of honest work you can do with one arm.
You'll be fine.
If the army's no longer to your liking, have you considered construction?
Oh yeah, you have an excuse to not kill people now. That's pretty cool, right?
This man is so deep in shock that
Huh?
the man is so deep in shock that the Ocean equivalent is like the Mariana Trench. You are not touching this man's brain.
There's something I want to do. It can probably be done off screen, but
Well, let's hear it if it's like just hear the idea.
there was a whole supply train and routed forces from the Bronze Axe that are just kind of sitting there leaderless.
Oh, they're running the fuck away. Is what they're doing.
If there's any that get like left behind or something, because they're not going to have like a whole lot of food or anything, I'm going to try and direct them like, hey,
I feel like the next thing we do is, follow up on that retreating army, guide them back to their cities, and debrief them on what the fuck just happened.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're all.
the prefect folk can go back to their homes under their leadership and receive the shenanigans that we set up to ruin that whole system, and we'll be at a safe distance, not liable for anything.
And then the Bronze Axe is busy figuring out what the fuck just happened to its honor guard, and oh god, why is there a Satan?
Yes.
now look, I've been to a town further south. They have this very interesting system of governance you might be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, no.
So,
Apologies. Oh gods, no. Sorry, forgot the setting.
So as
5 directions.
As the final little bit of considerate foreshadowing for another thing that will come up next session, as you are running them down, this is going to be somewhere in the timeline of next session. The next time you settle down for camp or to reassociate yourself, there's a letter waiting for you in a black envelope, like the one that was waiting in the underworld for Sister Gently Whispered Praise. It appears that somebody or something did in fact hear that bonfire statement that the Bronze Axe has fallen. Next time, following up on the army and following up on that letter.
Crimes of opportunity, of nature.